Good evening, everybody. This is Encounters. Good evening. This is Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show, and I'm your host, as always, CmdrAleon. Welcome. I am also a contactee, host of WESU's 21-year radio show, Cosmic Eye Astro Command Radio Show, every Sunday morning, 11:30 to 1, and I'm host of Encounters, the number one spiritual UFO talk show on social media. Busting the Matrix, always. And going into disclosure, always. Interviewing people that are having encounters, always. People that are coming forward that are having visitations with star people. People that have been abducted. People that have actually studied the inner earth, the Agartha network, the subterranean cities within our own planet. Always. This is Encounters, a show that's out of this world. If you're just watching the show for the first time, you are going to be addicted to this show. I guarantee you, you will be addicted. Welcome, everybody. I'm CmdrAleon, and we're glad to have you with us here at 11 o'clock in the evening. And we have no idea what's going to happen tonight. It's always spontaneous. When you watch my show, you never know what's going to happen. And things have happened, believe me. And they're all recorded and documented. And on my Ashtar Command Spaceship News channel on YouTube, you can watch all our shows. There's a show we did this morning with Mike in Arizona, who in 2017 actually had a beautiful encounter with over several different types of flying saucers over a mountain area in a state forest or a state park in the mountains. And that show will be downloaded. That show's downloaded. That will be on my YouTube channel sometime this morning after my show's over. I'll be hosting that show. And so we're pretty much all caught up. And April, good to see you. Everybody coming in here, welcome. I do see you all coming in here. Thank you for the hearts, the gifts. And we're going to set up our goal here, which we didn't set up right away, but we are pinning our goal here tonight. And we appreciate your support either by gifting through TikTok gifts, or you can do my Cash App on Venmo on my main page. You certainly can. Thank you for the heart me, Nance. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Hello, Michael. Everybody coming in here. I do see all of you. So if I don't mention the name, don't worry about it. I do see you. And we'll see what tonight brings us. We don't know what's going to happen here, but something amazing always does happen. And just glad to hear. Now, the thing with NASA that was going on, let me just adjust this a little bit, if I have to, maybe. The thing with NASA, you heard a few days ago about the sound that was going through, and one of the NASA astronauts reported the sound. Well, NASA supposedly says they figured it out. How many people heard about the sound? It's like sort of a sound tone or something going through that was reported by an astronaut in the space station. And supposedly, hey, user 420, welcome. Hey, Deborah. Well, it's good to have you with us. So, according to today's reports, NASA said that they said there was a logical explanation for it. It was nothing weird. It was nothing like extraterrestrial. And I didn't read the whole report, but I spent time today, Susan. Tahar, Susan. I spent time looking at some of the reports on the internet about that. Like a pulsing, yeah. So NASA says they figured it all out. And according to NASA, like heartbeat, there was something else. There was nothing to do, according to them, Susan, thank you, nothing to do with anything extraordinary, nothing to do with like anything extraterrestrial, you know. And hey, Jennifer, thank you for the roses. I appreciate it. So NASA's saying basically that the astronauts' report of hearing something weird was nothing weird at all, and they technically figured it out. There was some technical thing they figured out, right? Now, a part of me wants to believe that for once NASA's telling the truth, that this pulsating sound that this astronaut heard was nothing more than some logical thing. My question to you is, Do you believe what NASA's telling us about this thing? Or do you think they're lying? You know, when I read the report, NASA took time to respond to what happened with the sound and says that they know what it was. Everyone should not be worried about it. They know what the sound was. It was nothing. So based on face value, if a NASA representative goes public and tells the people a day or two after that they figured it out, there was some technical thing that happened, some technical glitch or something. How many times does a NASA astronaut, Loretta, thank you, report something like that? Why would a NASA astronaut, and it's publicly being transmitted to the whole planet, hey, Jordan, good to see you. That's being transmitted to the whole planet that this thing is what it is. It's nothing more than some technical noise that was NASA, something internally with something with the transmitter or something, whatever it was something logically explained. Yeah, Silver Fox, you're right. You see, so I could, if I were a go along with it kind of guy, if I was a guy that just went along with everything NASA said, I would be brain dead. But thank God I'm not. You see, I don't believe NASA. I don't believe anything they're saying. I don't believe that sound, that pulsating sound, was something internal between the two different technical crafts at all. I think NASA, again, knows what it is, but they're not telling anyone. So they probably told the astronaut what it was. I'm sure secretly they told the NASA astronaut up there, you can't say anything else about this thing. We got it under the lid. We'll come up with a statement, and you don't have to say anything more. We got it all figured out. Don't say anything more about this thing. That's this tone thing. We got to figure out what it is. Hey, good to see you, Chesno. Good to see you, brother. We know what it is. We got to figure it out. We're good old NASA, and we know what's happening. You people out there, you public people out there, you think you got something here, you got nothing. If we had something, we'd tell you it's nothing. Just a bunch of sounds. Our transmitters in the space station got a little bit haywire. Something went haywire. It was a technical problem. We fixed it. It's called cover-up. We fixed it. It's called cover-up. We fixed it. It's called cover-up. Can we say that 3 or 4 times? I'd love to talk to somebody from NASA. Matter of fact, when Ashley Bashley comes back on, I'm going to ask her friend in NASA what really happened. We're going to find out what really happened. I hope Ashley Bashley comes on tonight. Ah, yes, Susan. They think we're all a bunch of mindless human robots walking around accepting everything they say. Hey, Betty K, good to see you. I'm amped up tonight. I waited to see what was going to happen. Everyone was posting a thing about the sound. I didn't post anything about it because everyone else was posting it. But I'm willing to discuss it with a NASA representative. Anybody out there from NASA want to come on the show? Anybody out there with NASA? Calling NASA, can you hear me? Hey, Skip to Grace. Calling NASA. You want to tell us another story about that sound? Yeah. It was just something, we figured it out. And I'm really sure that the astronaut was told to zip it. Don't ask any more questions. We got to figure it out. Just zip it, When they want a NASA astronaut to zip it, they just say, boom. They can't speak. I'll tell you, life is interesting on this planet, and it's getting more weirder every day. When the commander starts going after NASA on my show, there's something up. I don't go after them all the time unless I need to. Hey, Johnny, good to see you, brother. Tommy Taylor, NASA, NSA. I would definitely say they're all in one group. Throw them all in the group. CIA, NSA, you name it. Naval intelligence, all working together. Does free will exist? It absolutely does. That is true. It does exist. Jude, thank you for the flowers, for the roses. So I'm on my little thing here right now. Nurse, thank you for the heart me. That chili's gonna make my tongue burn. Hey Taz, thank you for the heart me, Taz. Good to have you with us, everybody. I'm gonna be getting some interviews going here. I'm just getting amped up here, folks. I haven't even begun to start. And you think this is hot. Be getting started with the NASA thing. You see, I do read things. I do some research. And then I say, the human part of me would say, oh, maybe they're telling the truth. But the ET part of me says they're lying. The space being within me says they're lying. That would be a good bumper sticker. The space being within me loves the space being within you. That would be good. I think we should have something like that. I got clear ship images, and I'll keep it simple and stick to the few photos. Yeah, we're gonna be doing some interviews in a few minutes. I'm on a NASA thing right now. Jennifer, welcome. Thank you for Team Bracelet. Calling anybody out there from NASA, anybody watching our show from NASA that wants to come forward with the truth about what happened with that sound, we're calling you out here. Come on in. Anybody work for NASA? Anybody with friends with somebody in NASA that knows what's going on? Please make a comment. I know there's always people out there with NASA. I'm sure they have TikTok too. Well, they do. Do you think that nobody in NASA has TikTok? I bet you they do. So, yes, NASA's cover has unfortunately been blown. Yep. We're going to have a good show tonight, folks. Can I top every other show? Probably. But we're going to have a good show tonight. Hey, 11/11. That's right there, Chesno. It is 11/11. We know what that means. And coming up on the 14th next weekend, we're going to be having the Ashtar Command Contact Gathering in Madison, Connecticut. I love that beach. And all my Connecticut friends who are on here are hopefully going to be there. And please email me about the time. And we're making sure the bathroom facilities, I talked to them the other day, that the bathrooms will be open till closing of the park till 11. So we have the use of the facilities for the bathrooms, the public restrooms or whatever. So I'm very excited about that. I'll be bringing my night vision equipment down. And we're just going to have, I'm trying to make sure people contact me so I have a head count of who's coming. And I have a few other friends that don't have TikTok that are coming down that are on Facebook. So, yeah. It's going to be a good weekend. I think the weather's going to be good. Oh, wow. Tiffany, you're 5 minutes away from Madison? Tiffany, you got to message me. You should join us. You're invited to join us. Message me, and definitely bring something. There are benches right. We're like going to be right on the water. Grace has been there. Chesno's been there. I've been there. It's beautiful. It's right on the. I mean, you can't get any. You can almost jump into the water. It's that close. But there's seats and stuff to sit down, and bring something comfortable. It might be a cool night on the water. So make sure you bring something comfortable. Bring some water. And that goes for all my Connecticut folks and people that are coming. Maybe something to snack on if you wish to, but yeah. It is a beautiful place, Grace. Yep, I love that place. And my contact there who runs the park, he's the best. I've invited him to our Skywatches. He's very busy, but I always like to invite him as a courtesy. But man, I'm telling you, I think if the weather's really good, we're going to have some interesting stuff happen. And we're also going to be broadcasting on TikTok. So the good thing is we're going to go live on TikTok. So whatever we see, everybody else out here is going to be able to watch it from all over the world. Yeah, so we're really psyched up. We've been building up to this thing since last month. You know, is it Wisconsin? No, we're actually in Connecticut. So we're all, if I was in Wisconsin, believe me, I'd put something together there. We're going to be on the Long Island Sound on the Connecticut side in Madison, Connecticut, at a beautiful town beach. And we have full use of the beach. Our last event we had there, everybody had something happen. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much. I'm just excited to see everybody. I haven't seen Grace in ages and Chesno in a long time. And my co-coordinator, he doesn't have TikTok with his wife. They'll be coming down. And we're just going to have a good group of people, and we have some new people coming from other parts of the state. I'm trying to get a coordinated list. I have my own list of people from my spiritual workshops that I'm inviting. So hopefully we'll have about 10 or 15 people. And if we have 20, that's good. It'd be good. So, but I think it's going to be cool out. And I don't know what the weather's going to be like next weekend, but who's ever coming, make sure you wear comfortable clothing and make sure you're not going to freeze on the water or whatever, And welcome to people coming in here. I know I never assume there's not any new people here, because I only know there's new people finding the show every night. And we did a morning show this morning, like I said. So good evening to everybody. Monica Dorset, good evening to you as well. And I just posted a new video when you get a chance after the show on my Ashtar channel here, a new video which shows September 4th in Las Colinas, California, a fleet of orb-shaped spaceships were recorded. I got the video. I posted it just tonight. A lot of stuff is happening. There's a lot of people starting to see things, and they're recording them. And I'm very selective I go through a lot of video footage, and I only select the best stuff that is real. So you won't see these huge spaceships coming out of the water looking like they're coming out and landing on the White House lawn or something. All that stuff is CGI. But everything I'm posting is real. When am I going back? You mean, when am I going off planet? Marty Lawson, I think that's your question. Well, we're not really going to be going back home. When we get taken off planet for the first time, okay. I'm getting the sense that it's going to be sometime early next year. So I'm not too concerned about time, because I know on Earth we're always thinking in terms of time. The space people, and I think in their consciousness, they don't think about time. Everything is without time. They travel without time. They go from different planets, whatever, solar systems without any time. So I'm pretty comfortable at this point. April has some updates here. So hopefully Saturday night, we're doing an Ashtar contact night, and hopefully everything is, her granddaughter's doing okay now. So hopefully she's been going through a lot. We'll have our broadcast Saturday night, and we'll have a lot of updates from the Ashtar Command for you from off planet. And we'll share that with you. I can give you what I know, what my senses are, which is always pretty good. But it'll be good for April and me to be on a Saturday night if she has nothing else happen. We'll have her on, and we'll give you some updates from off planet. And if I had to count how many times she's been off planet, I would say it's at least over 70 now since last year. And it's almost like they're taking her, like every couple of nights or every other night they're taking off planet. So it's pretty intense. But we'll get some more updates. There's a lot. I know that I get a sense that the command has a lot that they want to tell you. And we'll get that information, hopefully. I'll be talking to her before Saturday and making sure that we're going to be able to coordinate together for Saturday night's broadcast. So we'll try to get some new updates. And let me see here. Nature. Nature will bring you up. Nature will be our first guest. Nature's a friend of the show. Nature, good evening.
Good evening. How you doing?
How you doing, brother? What's happening?
I'm doing good. Something's happened though, like where they're clearing. Last year, there was this mist that there was no leaves or anything on the trees yet, but there was this mist that went over the place, and they've recently cleared that mist up, and what's come out of it is fascinating. I mean, all kind of ships, but you'll have to give me a second to find them.
No problem.
I mean,
And just,
they're
and
clear
yeah,
images even to them, and I have got the video of it too. They're moving around. It's like they're introducing themselves finally for everybody to see, which is
oh, good.
different. It's definitely a clear message, like hello. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I mean, you could whomever can go back and watch the
yeah,
what do you call it? The videos.
the videos. Yeah.
Yeah, I just got to figure out how to do this. Where
Yeah,
is
I
it?
know the good old technology, right? And for people, this is Nature's Whispers. He's been on our show before, and we do have returning guests, and he's again been documenting a lot of stuff out where he is. You're watching Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. Everybody's welcome here. We have a big studio all over the planet, so the seats are enormous. You can sit anywhere you want, a couch or a meditation pillow, a futon. Just relax, join us here, and have a good time.
I'm just trying to figure out where to get to the green screen. I think I found it. All right, yeah. So they've changed everything around. I can't hardly find anything anymore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And just give me a second to figure out which picture I want to show first. Well, this was too big. Let's. I'm gonna get to where you can see it. I've got it up close of them so you can see the beings inside of them too.
Oh, good.
And I got a lot of them, so give me just a second. I don't want to be flipping around. I want to get the right one.
You got that radio? I've been on radio for a long time. You got a radio voice like you're listening to WABC TV, New York. You got a good voice for radio.
Thank you. People keep telling me that. I've never tried it before. I'm actually a pretty reclusive person, and since this has happened, I've come out of that shell, and I just had to share. I've had such a profound, such profound experiences. You know what I mean? Here, I'll go bigger.
I can't wait to see these. I think our audience can't wait to see this either.
This is up close. It's like super close. You can see the beings inside of it. Now I'll go smaller so you can see it.
Can you just I want you to describe what we're looking at here because I see all these different colors.
It'd be easier if I show you a smaller scale of it.
All right, my cat's gonna go.
Here's a smaller scale. It's about 80 to 100 foot up in the trees. Okay, for like 6 months.
Now I see what it could be. What am I seeing behind the green?
Here, let me show you what my yard looked like all last year for 6 months straight. I mean, it's stuff like this here. This mist come in and then all of a sudden they start clearing up. These beings start coming out. That's a ship up top. They're coming out on like a deck when the saucer part open. I'm gonna just flip through a few pictures so you can get an idea about what happens around me. I get the clearest images of beings. I'm talking from fairies to giants. They're always around me, and there were 6 months straight that these ships were here, and they're still here. I can go outside right now and record them. I don't know why, but I'll be in my lives, and you could like beings will come out of the woods, or you'll start seeing the ships. They've been making it obvious, and it's been showing up more in my lives almost every time now. Everybody's always like, they love you. I mean, look at them, they're smiling, they're all happy because I was bedridden for a month and I couldn't walk.
Oh my gosh! Okay.
And so I couldn't go outside. And when I come out of it, and first after 3 weeks, I was able to sit up. I could sit up in bed for like about 2 weeks, and then I was in the wheelchair, and slowly come about if I get back on the crutches. And I got back issues. I get. They thought at first they've tested me for MS. They've tested me for leukemia, but I get lesions in my bone marrow. So I got bone marrow edema and spinal stenosis and a bunch of different stuff. But this last time, what happened though, it's like I had the pain. I don't know why, but it opened up another channel, another door, and my abilities to manifest things has grown intense. I mean, just it's insane. It's really immense. I can't explain it, but I keep having I'll be up in the hold on a minute, Aspen, quit it. My dog was licking himself, but it's distracting. Sorry, but I could be up in the woods and I see the stuff with my eyes, and everything will start changing colors and do weird stuff, and then I'll see the beings. And so I'll break out and I'll start recording them. And I try to tell people step by step, like, look, I'm sitting in I've got a deer blind. I just go up there and actually, I have never hunted the deer, but I have a deer blind out in the forest out back here. Yeah. I like to go out there and sit and just watch nature. But anyways, The other day I was sitting in there just looking at it. It's been a while, and I got to do some repairs on it. But I looked out the door, and like everything started to look like a watercolor, and
Hmm.
it's something out of Disney. And I like showed people, like I'm inside the inside the deer blind. It looks normal outside. It's like a watercolor fantasy world, and then
Hmm.
these beings would come up on, and somebody asked me, well, what's those little beings in those little ships? Because there's little 1 foot beings that are in these ships. And I said, well, I call them the force folk, because I see them a lot out here, and they seem to protect people that like love the forest more or less from negative beings. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And this is 2 years of like it's built up and built up, built up. I can tell you about anything. The other ones are the Fae. Now I've seen like the 2D lower level like Fae and upper ones, more higher dimensional ones. And I've been under attack from them and the lower 2D, lower dimensional beings before. And when it happened, it's when I was down and out. My body was weak. My spirit was
Right.
getting weak. I was in
Well, that's
pain.
when they did it.
I went front and back window. You could just look at all the trees change the color, all these dark ships coming in, and dark beings,
Hmm.
and the dark fate too.
Well,
I mean,
that's because you were weak. But now, are you protected? Do you have yourself protected?
I
Are
mean,
you?
I use like
Have
sage and
I?
stuff like that, but I also
Let
I
me
have
ask you a
protection from
question.
higher realms, higher beings. But I was going to say
Yeah,
this real quick. When I first started getting the protection and looking into it, you was one of the first people that I had contacted, and I've got pictures. I'll have to get them, but I got pictures
hmm.
of the ship that showed up here. You said you won't see them. Anyways, I got pictures of the ship out back and
Yeah.
grabbing these lower dimensional beings and taking them off.
Oh, good. Now, people
Yeah.
do want to see these pictures. They keep asking about the spaceships.
Yeah, well, they're not what people think. Everybody keeps thinking Hollywood. Up top there, those are ships. Okay,
Now can you tell us when you say up top there, to give
that
people an
blue stuff.
idea?
Yeah, up top there, and the
The
blue stuff there. Like, here's one up close, and you can see like
now is the
beings and
blue
stuff
from
inside of them.
is this nighttime or daytime?
It's evening, it's dusk, but I've got triangular ships. I got saucers. I got these other celestial like ships. I call them. Um, I mean, it's there's just not one type of ship. They're ships from across dimensions, across the cosmos. It's everybody, but they think it's all Hollywood. That's not my experience, and I've been taken on a ship before
Hmm.
by the mantids, and they are some of the ones who gave me these incredible gifts, where I can manifest things and show people um, that uh, yeah, it's
Yeah,
there's all those are ships. I'm gonna get to a flying saucer. There's one in one of these pictures, but here's a bunch of them lined up, and all these ships they create images, and the reason why they're consciously connected to their ships. And see, I see beings, energy. Like
hmm,
I've all went to
hmm,
your house, and I seen something. Let's say you loved, and you're around it a lot. I would see your energy on it, and ironically, your
yeah,
energy looks like you. So when these ships are around, they're all
yeah,
connected consciously to it. So I'll see
and
all their faces and who they are, which
yeah,
ones do what. It's like a signature.
yeah. Nyko Herm says he's on a. He says you're on a vortex. They are
I see this
what
stuff
uses
everywhere. Just so you know,
archons. It's Archon. Is it archons? You ever heard that terminology? I think I'm pronouncing it right.
the I'll say this: the land taught me and gave me the gifts to see. But anywhere I go in a town, I got videos of Walmart, UFO, the dark ones, the dark entities, lower dimensional ones. But I got their ship, and then I see it in your videos. I see it in everybody's videos online. This isn't something that's just here. It's everywhere,
Yeah.
and but this spot is really heavy. And I'll tell you something right now about this spot. This is the nice stuff. I see stuff out in the world, especially like places like Walmart. Mm-mm. I mean, I ain't trying to be all negative, but I'm just telling you, and
No,
it's
no, no,
everywhere.
no.
And I see in people's videos all the time. They'll have a nice camera, but I'll see that white noise in it. That's not white noise. Those are layers of dimension, one over top of another,
Now
and they move
in
so
this
fast. It's like white
picture,
noise. Yeah.
I'm going to interrupt you.
Go.
I again, when I look, I see all the trees. I see like a web in the middle of like inside the trees, like a web. It looks like a solid. It looks like there's some object, like a greenish colored, in the trees. Like there's some energy there.
Okay, if you was to actually see it up close, not so small like this, the trees, all the leaves and stuff like that, all like faces, nothing but faces. They're anything out there. All the other barks, the darker stuff, and if you got closer, you'd see their faces. They're lighter. The faces are lighter.
Hmm.
They're all beings, every one of them.
Hmm.
And then if you'd even get it closer in that right tree down there, you see all the fairies and other forest folk in there. It's just too far away. It's too small in this. But I could try to get something bigger. But not. And here's what's funny. It depends on where different people can see more than others. Let's put it that way. Some see more than others, and I think it all has to do with vibration and frequency, and where you're at. And a lot of this stuff, if you watch the videos, you'll get it. You can see them moving around and everything else. But there's a mist over this, and not sure why not everybody can see it though. I think it has to do with their vibration.
It's everyone. Well, everyone's saying different things. Like, for example, to be fair to people, some people see faces. I'm
Mhm.
reading the comments. Some people, everyone sees what they're gonna see based on what they see with their own eyes. And like I said, I saw something. For me, uh, let's see, Loco, Ben, Loco. No one's
That's
ignoring you. We see you, Loco. You're not being
up
ignored. I do
close.
see you. Okay, so now that go back to that picture because that's the one that I see a lot of things in that colorful picture that you just showed. Let people see that for a few minutes. That picture right there, there's a lot of stuff going on in that picture.
This one.
And everybody, I want to see what people say here.
Okay.
So let's take a look in this picture here. Some people, Cosmic Chrissy says faces. I see all the faces. Some might be fairies. Susan
Well,
says
I'll just let you
little
know the
Leah.
trees that you're seeing here, those are about, well, where that ship is, about 70 foot in the air, 88 foot in the air, maybe taller and higher than that. So those
Right.
beings, let's say on top of that yellow there, the ones, they're like kind of look peachish in color, but they're like a brown hair or something like that. They got a circle on top of the head. I don't know
Yeah.
what you can see. That being would be like 15 foot tall. The one on the ground there, the dark shadow on the right, let's just measure that dark shadow, at least 15 foot tall, at least. And the beings up top, if I could get closer up in the ships, there's a ship higher, but there's a round, just like saucer things that they're standing on.
Right.
They're dark though. It's what I mean, but you can still see the figures up towards the top there. Like underneath the blue stuff, but you still see like the shadow, like if you were standing
Yeah.
in the dark, you'd see it. But those are beings walking around up there. They're probably
Now
6 foot,
let me
7 foot.
I'm going to jump in here. So on the top
Yep.
part of the pink purple, if
Mhm.
people look above the tree line, I see what appears to be some sort of energy going across the like energy through the forest there, and it's solid, and it looks like there's some sort of an object translucent. Can you explain that?
That's what I'm saying. There are different types of beings, different types of ships. A lot of these ships they're like see through. I've got solid ships though too. I was looking for them, and I'm gonna get one up, and it's a saucer. But a lot of these ships, I don't know whatever it is about the blue, but they almost look like glass. I don't know how to explain it, like glass, but they have a
Yeah.
shape and it's uniform. But a lot of times I call them the celestial ships. They seem like higher dimensional, 5D. I don't know. And that's the ones who I tell people, like I was working with for a long time, which opened my eyes and also gave me the ability to, like, if you watch my videos, I go in slow motion. You can see beings all down the road, my drive and stuff, or wherever I'm at. But I call them the masters. That's the only thing I know how to explain about it. They were the
Mm-hmm.
ones who
Yeah.
opened my eyes and just, as far as I'm concerned, they started all this
Now,
with me.
one
Why?
other
I don't
person.
know.
Yeah, so I'm going to read some of the comments too.
Good.
Dia says it's a mix of beings and frequencies. And I would say in this picture is a good representation. I'm CmdrAleon, the host, with Nature's Whisperer as our guest right now, our first guest. There's a lot of things going on here. So everybody's going to see something different. For me, I see multiple things go on here. Other people are going to see different things go on here. But there's a lot of stuff going on in this picture.
Yeah. It's almost multidimensional, but a lot of it just seems to be where you're vibrating at on what you'll see. Um, now, a lot of people before, I've always, just go along with me. Demons, demons, demons. Well, first of all, everybody thought I was schizophrenic because I couldn't make anybody say anything. And just so you know, I don't have to edit or anything. I can just show it and it's there, the fairies and all. And I don't say that with ego. I swear I'm very humble, and I've been humble through this experience. And I'm a quiet person. I'm a recluse. I live in the forest. I've created a homestead. I didn't want to come out, but my experiences are so profound. I had to share. And, but like there's some people, especially religiously minded people, and no offense to you, and I get it, but there's a lot of dogmas, and so everything they see is like demon, demon, demon. But I tell people that's what's in your heart, and if you're so focused, see, if you judge, you shall be judged. The same
let me
measure
show you
you
that.
judge.
Let me show you that. I've never had on my show. I've never heard that happen. We don't have. I'm not going to use that word. I don't know why that is. The word. There was a word you were using that people think it's this. The DD word. I think you were using. I don't get that here. The people that see are looking. If you let people just look at it without that, projecting what other people think, maybe you've had that on your lives happen. I don't know.
I was telling you from my experience, because everybody was like,
oh,
I'm devil worshiping, I'm doing witchcraft and this and that. That's what I was saying from my own experience. And it's like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just being shown these things and I'm just sharing with the world. I'm not putting, I stopped putting emotional attachments on everything. I don't judge anything. I just watch, I witness, and I share. And I tell everybody, you have to decide, but I had a lot of people that just in a certain mindset and they kept saying demons. And it's like, you have to get that mindset out because that type of energy will attract certain things. That's all I was going to say. But that was what attacks on me, and I'm like,
right. But then the other thing is just forget that history of those past things, and don't even think about it. Don't even mention it. You don't need to. Just focus on. Just one of my messages is just focus on this, the message, the picture, and the positivity of what you're sharing.
I was actually getting there, but then nothing but love filled my heart. My chest grew tremendously. I mean, my heart grew so big that my chest can't contain it. And then when I let everything go, it's like the most beautiful things started manifesting around me. That's where I was going. So even my own energy was at one time, and I let people I used to let people get, but I don't anymore. I don't care. But when I let it go and I had that love in my heart, like some of the most beautiful images ever since, it's been magical. And a lot of that was your help. That was your help, though, because when you said you sending ships over here, that stuff really happened. I mean, I recorded it. I've got a recording of it. I've got photos of the ship, but it changed my life for the better. And I started seeing magical things,
Well, I just want to say now, I don't do that anymore for one reason, because the command needs those ships, and I made an agreement not to do that. But I was gifted by my father through the palm of my hand the ability to do things. I've been documenting that for the last few weeks. And if people watch my show, you'll see me use the palm of my hand. This is where, when I'm working with people, I have energy that is now downloaded in me where I can do things. I don't do it all the time, but I will do it specifically depending on the stories I hear in my show. I will actually go in my Ashtar command mode, but that's a whole nother story. But I do see.
I definitely don't doubt it. You've changed my life for the better, let me tell you.
Oh, thank you. Well, show us. People want to see a few more pictures. And then we're going to let you go, and then I'm going to try. I'll bring up some more people tonight. We'll bring up.
I'm going to go with something a little simpler. Let's see this one. Not that one. I just want to find something that has a lot going on in it. And it's hard to tell because my eyes are bad. With it so small. I'll go with a wider picture, but you probably won't see anything.
You pick out one or two good ones.
I'm just scrolling through them.
Yeah.
And
while you're scrolling through them, you're watching Encounters. If you're just watching for the first time, this is the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on planet Earth. Yeah, I said it, planet Earth. There you go.
Try this. There's a flat ship up top. It's too dark in this. You can't really see it, but you see beings everywhere. Going down the line of that tree, we need to go bigger. In the tree, there's all kinds of beings, so I have to go bigger. This is too small, unfortunately. What's this one? There's beings all around. They're lining up in the tree, but it might be too small, so there's some on top of that stuff. Like all the can you see that triangular thing in the middle of the picture, and then
the
beings
thing
up
I was
on top
talking
of
about, I was talking about in the tree branches, the long trees. There's in between that, I saw what it appears to be like a point of energy. I saw that.
There's a flat shape up there, and there's faces and everything, beings everywhere. The dark stuff's beings.
Well, I do see a lot of different things. I mean, like I said, I think people are all going to see different things in vibrational patterns. So everybody here, I think, is seeing something. So I don't doubt that people aren't seeing anything. I know I'm seeing certain things that I see and perceive that I'm tuned into. So it's beautiful. Everyone's going to see something different. Now, let me stop here. So go back to that picture. You went out of it too quickly. Go back to that picture.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you wanted me to stop there.
I want to stop right there. Okay, that picture had stuff in it. I wanted to... Not that one. Nope, that's not it.
Yeah. I'll go back. I'll find it. I'll keep going.
You just had
not that one.
Okay, no, it's not that one. Nope.
Wait, that's the one I had the more female face in it.
No, the one I was looking at just now had stuff happening.
That show must be there.
I mean, it was a really
is
good
it in
thing.
This tree here? Not this one?
Nope, that's not the one. Nope, it was a different one. It wasn't that one. Nope.
I got so many. What was...
Well, it was like 3 or 4 back. There was one you just showed, and you went into it and went out of it really quick, too quick. So no one had a chance to see it. That's not the one. Nope.
No, there's a ship up there, though. I'll just go through them real quick, and you just tell me when. Not that one?
No, that wasn't it. When I saw it, nope, that's still the same one. It's not the one.
It's close to it.
This one that you showed had you could see the defining energy of it. It was so interesting. And then you went right out of it, so I couldn't see it. Nope, that's not it.
I'll just go through them until you say when. And just tell me when.
Nope. Nope. You keep going back to the same picture somehow.
No, it's actually, they're all a little bit different.
That's not it. Nope.
I'm just trying to figure out which part
That's a bummer, man, because it was like it was really interesting.
That one. There's a lot of energy there. No.
Yeah, you're going too fast. You got to slow down a little bit. Nope.
Okay. I was just trying to get back to the one you wanted. Let me go bigger with the bigger screen. Let's see. Do you remember? Oh, no, that probably not. I'm trying to figure out, what was it? Was it more of that bushy thing, or was it more the center, open?
No, it was like a really bright energy in the center. It was like it was the most unique one of them all, and you went into it and went out of it. No, it's different. It's not even that one.
You don't see the faces though in that. Man, it's like I don't know. I'm trying to find it, and I can't see into.
Okay, stop right there. Don't move.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it might be that one. There's an energy, like in between the trees, like a purplish, like light energy going straight up.
And there's beings all up in between those trees, like almost the center of trees. In between them, there's spaces.
I want to keep that right here. If you look towards towards my screen, you'll see the energy like going straight up. Just keep that picture there. Don't move it because you're going too fast. Okay. Look at that picture, and you'll see what appears to be a spiraling energy going straight up. And you can see it. It's not connected. The energy is like spiraling up.
And see,
you see that?
What I see is like, all right, in the tree itself here, the bushes.
It's purple.
The whole tree is got faces in it, but then the darker ones are like fairies, and then down the lower right hand corner is fairies. Go up top are fairies, but then there's a bigger being up top there. You go to the left, to the center where the trees are. That is a bunch of faces from top to bottom, Now, if you go to
Right.
the left of that, there's that purplish color. There's always a lot of energy there. There's actually like a portal there where everything comes out of, um,
Right. So
and that's
this
probably what
purple
you're.
thing,
It's
the
more
purple
towards
thing.
left than the
See,
right. Purple is
I'm
right.
really, my eyes are really good at zooming in because I look at a lot of UFO footage or spaceship
Yeah.
footage. So I have an eye for things. So when I look at a photo, I zoom right in on that purple spiraling energy,
Mhm.
and it's spiraling straight up, halfway up the tree line. Everyone sees
I
it
wouldn't
because I
doubt it
pointed
because
it
I see
out.
stuff. Yeah, I see stuff coming out of that all the time. Like just at one time where you're talking about this white box formed, and inside this box you could see all the beings, and it was lit up. I mean, it was fascinating. And
Yeah.
it started off with a little round, like little tiny white orb, and then it kept growing and got bigger and bigger until it was a big old box, and then things were shooting up out of it. But you're right about that area, right where you're talking about, like to the left there where that is. That's a
Mhm.
lot of energy comes out of there. And if you go up to the top, which that energy is actually kind of blocking out, there's a flying saucer out there on the left. But
And
I got it in a
I'm
different
also
picture. And then there's
looking.
a bunch of them
I'm
to the right there too. And then, like I
Yeah.
said about the ships, they have faces on them. It's like their signature.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go because I
Okay.
know I want to give everybody a chance up
Oh
here.
yeah, no,
But
sounds good. Thanks for having me on.
your stuff is yeah, it's fascinating. This picture here to me, again, all his pictures have something. In this picture, I see the spiraling energy, and it's definitely coming. It's just really apparent, like a purple energy. Cuddy says it's plasma. It
They
could be a
do,
plasma energy.
yeah, they do speak to me, but not the way you would think. It's more
Yeah.
feeling, like
Yeah.
feeling in the heart. Like I've heard words, but usually the words come from a lower dimensional being. When they speak, it's like speaking straight to the heart. I don't know how to explain it. I can interpret it as words. It
All
has a
right.
vibration to
Well,
it. But hey, thanks for having me on tonight.
hey, Nature's Whispers. Thanks for sharing some of the photos,
Yep.
and we appreciate you, man, very
Yeah,
much. Thank you
have a
so
great
much.
night. Thank you.
All right, you too. All right, the first sharing of the night. Nature's Whispers always has something to share. Very good. Um, and we're going to get to some more interviews tonight. You're watching Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. We appreciate Nature's Whispers for taking the time to share a lot of stuff in those photos, man. There's so much stuff there, and everyone can see different things, which is really cool. Very cool. And if you are a person that is having encounters or visitations, if you have a story to tell, you have to be over 18. Thank you, Belladonna. Thank you. I have a story to tell regarding visitations by space beings. If you're having encounters, if you're documenting spaceship activity, whatever, Tahar, our nurse. If you're having any encounters, we want to hear your stories. If you've never come on my show and been holding back your stories for a long time or for many years or for a month or whatever, we'd love to hear your story. I'm a contactee. I've had my own experiences. I've had tons of, what you call UFO experiences for decades and or spaceship sightings. And so I can relate to your stories. So if you want to come up, you have to be over 18. No foul language, no kids on the show, no paranormal discussion, no drinking, no smoking, no vaping, no politics, and no religion. That's the rules. So we'd love to hear your stories. And I know there's 286 people out here. I would bet that there's some folks. Love for peace. Thank you for the dolphin. Wow, thank you very much. I appreciate that. That I know that some of you are having these encounters. And no driving, Mistress. That's right. Don't come up on here and drive. So yeah, I definitely would love to hear your stories. And like I said, there's a lot going on out here. And Saturday night is Ashtar Command Contact Night. That's our Q&A session Saturday night. And I'm hoping I'll be talking to April, my friend, sister up in Vermont, and seeing that she's clear to come on live and no other internal stuff is going on. So we're going to hopefully have her on Saturday night. And Jordan tells me there's lots of updates. So we want to make sure we get to those updates, and we'll also answer your questions. The one thing I think is really important to understand that there's a lot going on the cosmic end of things off planet and in our oceans. And I really do think that there's going to be some very dramatic things happening in 2025. I don't even know what they're going to be yet, but I know they're going to be dramatic, right? Dean Gil, I think it's Gilberry. Hey, Dean Gilberry, welcome. Can I ask a serious question? As a matter of fact, yes, you may. Go right ahead. We'd love to hear your questions. We're open to questions. Let's see here. I hear a car alarm going off. It seems it was somebody's car alarm was going off in it. Here we go. Bipedal? What do you mean bipedal? Give me a second, folks. I hear something going on outside. I just heard somebody's car alarm in the distance going off, so I was trying to figure that out. We're back here. This is Encounters. Tricky Nikki, I don't know. I don't really focus on AI, on what AI is doing for 18 to 24 months. I'm so, not tuned into the AI thing, so I don't really bipedal. Let's see. Bipedalism. Oh, walking on 2 feet. Okay. I never heard that terminology used before. Brian Millard says, my brother was in the military army, and he said he has a couple of UFO pics, but I never seen them. Interesting, Brian. Hey, Shell Bell. Yeah, last night, I don't know what I was doing. Was I on here? There was one night this week I took the night off, but I'm calling it, okay. So, yeah, let's definitely get into things here a little bit more. I was like on a train of thought about next year. Yeah, I was on, okay. Yeah, because there's one night earlier in the week, there was one night I wasn't on. It might have been Monday, Tuesday. It might have been Monday or Tuesday. I think it might have been Tuesday night. I'm not sure which night it was. I do so many shows, I'm like, but I do know this. She was last night. You were not on and you fell asleep. Yeah, I was not on last night because I did fall asleep. Okay. I'm just looking at Tara. Thank you for the hanging lights. I appreciate it. A lot of times, if I'm not on, like for one night, just realize that I'm just trying to regain my energy and regenerate my energy because there's a lot of stuff going on. No, they don't. They don't. They don't use any money. Matter of fact, the Ashtar Command and the space people live. Thank you're welcome, Tara. They live all over the universe. They don't have any on their planets. They don't have any money. Only on Earth do people use money or currency. So we use it because we live on this planet. But on other planets, they don't use it. Yeah, so I'm wide awake now, but I have one. So if you see a night when I'm not on, just figure that I'm just either out of body or you're just resting. Yeah, you know. And it's just a beautiful thing to real. Hey, good to see you, James, and everybody coming in. How do they do it without money? It's hard to imagine. They do it without money because number one, their planets are not based on money. Their consciousness. Uh, Thank you, love, for peace. But one of the things I will say is when we get to live in that spiritual cosmic space that our space brothers live in, there's no like a stock exchange. There's no like dollar bills. It doesn't exist that way. On our planet, because we live here, we use money, right? So this is part of our society. But gradually, when contact happens, we will gradually go from a materialistic society to a completely spiritual cosmic planet that is living like our space people live in totally beautiful spaces. And that's where we're going. And it might not seem that way now as you look at the world around you, but if you look at it from a bigger perspective, more of a cosmic perspective, we are going into an energy frequency shift that is happening as we go into 2025. Hey, Kit Kat, good to see you, sister. So we're going into a shift, and I know everybody's feeling that energy shift that's happening. And for many years, people have said, when is there going to be a change? In the New Age community, for all the years I've known the New Age community, part of the cosmic part of the community, a lot of that was a lot of beautiful people I've met over the years. And I have some info, and I posted a video. James, we'll bring you up in just a minute. So there's a lot of these developments happening and changes happening that are affecting consciousness. And to look at the overall picture, everybody, what we're dealing with here is consciousness, really. And the consciousness is what is going to change the planet. If consciousness shifts, the planet shifts. A planet is a living sentient being. So the Earth has consciousness. The Earth consciousness will shift just like the human consciousness will shift, just like a dolphin or a whale's consciousness will shift. All life forms will have consciousness will shift, right? So as we shift into a higher consciousness, we're going to be at the same level as our space brothers and sisters because they operate in a very high level of spiritual consciousness. And that's what we're going to be doing when we go into that shift. And I keep getting the feeling, Saturday night that we're going to learn more things about some developments within the command. Like I said, April's been going off planet quite regularly, and I can't keep up with it in terms of the amount of times they've been bringing her up to do work and get us ready, what we're doing. And so for folks watching my show forever, that I've been preparing myself for the day in which I'll be with my friend Johnny and Kit Kat, who are here, and Chesno, that the four of us will join April to go on the ships. And we're going to be going, I do believe, by next year, at some point in the early part of 2025, we will be taken off planet. Someone asked me that question. Johnny, I think, Johnny, can you come up? Do you have a minute to come up too? I'll bring James up here first, and then unless you're resting, my brother, but I know that Kit Kat feels it, and once we do what we're supposed to do, then the mass contact will happen after we do what we're supposed to do on the weekends. Okay. Are you back to work? Okay. I hope you're feeling better, man. So we're going to bring up James for a minute, and we're going to find out what his information is. You're watching Encounters, and I'm feeling really good. I feel great. I'm just glad the weekend's coming up. Tomorrow's Friday, and I'm just looking forward to next Saturday night on September 14th for our gathering here in New England of our Astro Command Contact Group. So I'm going to bring James up here and see what he has to share. And also check out the video I posted on my Astro Command page here. It shows a multiple amount of large orbs, a fleet of orbs, September 4th in Los is it Los? Is it man? I can't remember the
Los
name of the town. Anyway,
Alamos?
no, not Los Alamos. This is a different Los Salinas. Los Salinas,
Oh.
California. Look at the video. It's really, really good. James, and good evening. And you said you had something
Hey,
important.
Commander. We got the good vibes tonight, so we gotta pump it up. We gotta have everybody tap the screen. We got the good vibrations. You know why I'm so happy? Because I love disclosure. And I love when, you know, UFO evidence is great, Commander. But you know what's better than a video of a UFO in one place? A video of a UFO, the same UFO in two places. And I'm working on an edit right now. I posted the first one. So let me tell you what's going on.
You want to come on the screen, and can you come on the screen, or is that impossible?
Yeah, hold on. Let me go into the
I'm very
rabbit
interested.
hole. I'll go into the rabbit hole.
I got a lot of questions as to how you got the footage and when it happened.
Well, the video I posted was recent. But the story goes back a few months.
Okay. Do you know the person that recorded it?
No, but he's on TikTok. I tagged him in the video. His name is Florida. I asked him if he wanted to come on to do an interview.
Yeah.
Because he took the video. So I reposted the video, and it's the video that the government. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna put my camera on. Don't mind my crazy hair, everybody.
No one's gonna judge you for that. You're good.
So, the guy in Miami has a video of the UFOs. So anyway, let's rewind back to July 21st of this year. In Brazil, in Cartagena, where the same place where they had all of those mass sightings, there was a video captured of a UFO, and it was a 4K video. You can go in and you could see like the landing gear on, like it looked like it had landing gear on it, or like landing gear coming down from the ship. So fast forward to this guy in Miami this week. He has a video, and it's the same exact UFO.
Okay,
and it's the same ship.
And he recorded it recently
and he recorded
the Miami
it
area?
this week in Miami, and I'm working on getting the video of it from Brazil.
Oh, good. Well, I'd like to see that.
I posted the video of it in Miami.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's on. You posted it on your page?
Yeah, on my TikTok.
Okay. All right, I'll have to take a look at it.
Yeah.
I'll definitely take a look. This is interesting. So, and how big was this UFO? The one that you posted?
You know what? It looked like one of those standard size, like the one from Flight of the Navigator.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
That same size, like Flight of the Navigator.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the one above your head.
Yeah.
That's, maybe a bus, the mass of a bus, maybe.
Yeah, that's not big, but it's
it's big enough to be seen in the sky by a bunch of people.
And so were there other people in that area in Miami in the U.S. that actually also saw it, or did he?
Oh yeah, it was right above the city in Miami. That's what I'm. Yeah, the video it's like right above the city, so a lot of people saw it. It's going to probably go on the news.
So what do you think? Do you think that there's I already know what's going to happen. I mean, we haven't been taken off planet. You know the story that we're going to be dealing with, but that we're going off planet soon. So, but this thing here, if we deal with the galactic levels of forces, because I'm so tuned into everything right now, it's unbelievable that when you tell me this story, it's almost like some of the galactic levels are saying we're now going to show certain people. And I think it's going to happen in other places, Paris and other parts of the world. Do you get that sense that this is like a beginning of...
Commander, I'm 50-50 on these videos. You want to know why I'm 50-50? Because...
Oops.
Because it's the same UFO, you always have to leave room for
Right.
the possibility that is this a man-made craft,
Right.
but man, it was just not moving. The both
Right.
videos, this thing is just slowly turning,
Right.
and I don't.
What's your I know you're 50-50. What's your inner sense if you were to stand there and look at it, and you were right there? What's your feeling about how you
I
feel
think the
about
one
that?
in Miami. I think the one in Miami is real. The one in Brazil, it looks very similar. I mean, these
Hmm.
UFOs look like they could be brother and
Yeah.
sister.
Right.
Um, but the one in Brazil, the video leaves room for maybe if somebody put like some I don't know, it'd have to be a big drone, right? Like who's putting a drone,
Right.
20 feet wide in the
That
air?
would have now, and maybe there is a drone that's made like that, but publicly, I've never seen anything like that. Have
Yeah,
you?
so but I
Yeah.
think the one in Miami is legit just because of the guy's reaction and the way he
Yeah.
zoomed, you can see the zoom in and the size
Yeah.
of it. So
And
yeah.
right, the human reaction to a UFO sighting for me
Hmm.
is the key thing. Now, like again, we understand with all the AI generations of technology now, we have to be able to decipher what's real and what's not real. Luckily, the stuff I've been posting is not AI generated because
Right.
I've been doing this for years and I know what is. I can even go on TikTok and see 10 UFO videos and say, wait a minute. This is really good AI. It's well generated. Someone had this thing coming out of the water near a major city, and there's
Right.
no way that happened. And the
There's so
person
many,
that,
and they're just gonna get worse. These videos are so good. Some of them
yeah,
they're just mind blowing.
thank God, I'm able to do this show and decipher and look at something
Right.
and say, no, I go on videos I see on TikTok and say, I'm sorry, but what you have here, either you created it or someone else did, and I'm the biggest, supporter of disclosure and truth. But what you got there is CGI or AI, enhanced video footage.
Right.
And it's true. You look at things. For me, I've been in media, radio and TV for many years. So for me, I look at things really closely before I post them. And when I get stuff sent to me, I know it's coming from real people for my show. I know they're sending me real stuff, so I'm
Right.
not worried about that. But it's the stuff I see out there on YouTube and everywhere else that I look very cautiously at, and I want to see what they're saying, how it's being projected. I think C5 is the way for everybody to go to have their own experiences. Everyone should get out there, get the C5 app, have the encounters, and document them.
Right.
That's the real stuff. Right now it's great that there are a lot of creators on YouTube and everybody wanting to create something, but it's a disservice to the people that are seeing
Oh,
spaceships.
I have info too to share for people to get better pictures. Again, more camera info. I just wanted to share too. So
Yeah, well, how do they do that?
my I don't know how everybody's phone works, but I had somebody test it out on Samsung, and I have a Google. If your phone is like in your pocket, if you double tap your power button, your camera will
Mhm.
immediately come on, and you can click a picture. You don't have to unlock it. You don't have to go through anything. Or there's a setting where you can set it up so you can double click your power button and quick. Because what
Yeah,
happens is a lot of the times we lose those few seconds grabbing the phone, unlock it, and just being able to get quick on the draw with the camera.
yeah. I'm just someone wants to send me pictures of their UFO stuff, so I'm telling them to
Oh,
email
they can
me.
email it, yeah.
Yeah, because they only have like almost 400 followers. So I just sent Starseed Syndrome my email on the posting here. Email me Starseed, and I'll be able to look at your photos, and I'd be happy to do that. Give me the date of the photos when they were taken, and I'll be able to do that. And
And
Starseed saying okay.
and everybody send your pictures to Commander, your videos, everything, because he can check go through the the good and the bad. But if it's personal
Yeah,
stuff, definitely send
yeah,
it. Yeah, if you guys
yeah,
got personal stuff, that's what we want. We want the personal stuff. We
yeah.
don't want
So
the downloaded stuff.
Bella De Batista, I just put my email on next to respond to you, everybody email me if you have any video footage, real good footage, if you have pictures of spaceships. I also, Lily is saying, do I think the videos of the kid in Australia is legit? I honestly have not seen that video to
What
make
kid in Australia? Send us the video.
I'm not seeing the video of the kid in Australia. I could probably Google search it, kid in Australia UFOs, and see what comes up. I'm sure on YouTube. I'll have to check that out, and I'll reserve my judgment until I really at least take a legitimate look at it. Hey, Ghost, good to see you, brother. Let's
Commander, I do have my laptop over here. So somebody said, "Can you show the pictures tonight?"
Oh, you have your laptop? You have the video?
I have of the video for the video. The other video is on my phone. No, but I'm saying if they want to send email the picture to me, I can pull it up on my laptop.
Okay. Yes. So let me just do this here. I'm looking at all the comments. Starseed, my email is CmdrAleon at AOL.com. I'll say it again for everybody who's got footage to show me regarding spaceship video footage or what have you. CmdRAleon at AOL.com. Just send it to that email and I'll get it. Okay, let's see here. Sandra, well, when I get the pictures, what I'm going to do is I'll show them tomorrow night on Friday evening. Excuse me, I'll show them Friday night once I get the pictures on my email. Calico Girl said it didn't work on her phone. Let's see here. Lily says it's believable. I'll have to take a look at the video or the story. You're watching Encounters. Welcome, everybody. We appreciate it. We're glad to have you with us here. James is trying to get some stuff to show us here while he's on the show with us tonight.
I'm trying to pull up like I said, I posted the Miami video, but I'm going to show you guys the Brazil video.
Yeah. John Marie said she tried what you said, James, and it worked on their phone. Commander, how can we tell if these ships are not Project Bluebeam? Well, first off, let me give you my perspective. Since I've been for years knowing about the word Project Bluebeam, it does not exist. I don't care if any major UFO person says it does. I've never seen it. A matter of fact, what I've told people, it's a diversion. Any websites that promote this Project Bluebeam, it's a diversion from the truth. And if you keep getting, it's really not true. And I've told people this, I'll tell this till the day I go off planet, is that there is no Project Bluebeam. It's based to divert people from staying focused on the true story, which is the fact that we're going to have contact on the planet, and we're not having any fake invasions, and we're not having any Project Bluebeams. None of that stuff is real. You're going to see a lot of that pop up more and more now as we get close to contact. All these things, the government's going to probably do it. Different offshoots of the government are going to do stuff on the social media. They're going to get people all hopped up about all these other things. And in truth, there's none of that going on, folks. So I want you to be at peace within and understand that we're here to bust the matrix, to tell you the truth about contact. And I'll tell you, when I come back and Johnny comes back from our trip off planet with the Ashtar Command, you're going to get real information from us. And no one else is going to have that information. Only us, April, and our group are going to have that information. So, yeah, there's a lot of good stuff coming up. But don't believe in any Project Bluebeam. It just does not exist in reality.
Yeah, you know what it is? Like Commander said, it's the diversion tactic, because there is a confirmed government project called Project Kona Blue. But Project Kona Blue has nothing to do with Project Bluebeam, and Project Kona Blue is the technology side and the logistical side of everything that they're doing with the UFOs. Project Bluebeam is them telling you that they're going to stage a fake UFO attack and Yeah,
not happening. The other thing, get this. I just watched a video of a former official. I don't know if he was Air Force or what it was, he talked on some show, and he says supposedly in Alabama, there's underground bases or facilities deep in certain parts of Alabama
Remember
where they
when I went to Alabama? You remember
Yeah.
when I went to the military base?
Yeah.
So I believe it. I believe it. Absolutely. Why in the middle of an army base? This is not an Air Force base. The army base has all of these aeronautics and aerospace science and all of these labs in the middle of, excuse my language, in the middle of hillbilly country.
Alabama. So get this. Now, I don't have the video footage of what I was watching. I watched it the other day. I don't remember if it was on YouTube or where it was. All I know is that, according to this former official, he's stating that there's a multi-level facility in Alabama, and they produce these flying saucers, they call them, like spaceships, and they're in this facility somewhere in the ground, like Area 51 in Alabama. There's this place where they have these facilities, and supposedly they are like saucer-shaped craft or something. What are we looking at here, James?
Oh, sorry, I thought my mic was off. This is the video from Brazil.
Oh, that's interesting.
Hold on. Hold on, they're gonna get it. They're gonna get it.
That's almost looks like what I call a diamond-shaped ship.
Look
You see
at
the way
that.
it has a diamond shape to it? That's pretty cool, huh?
And then, so if you guys see this one, and then you go look at the one in Miami, I mean, it looks like similar. It does look like an eye, right, Bella? I thought that's too. I said it looks like an eye. You know, they say the angels look like eyes. Maybe it's.
I have two. I have two
Look,
videos. I have two videos similar to this on my Ashtar page here from a few weeks ago. I posted. You'll see, I think, 2 or 3 videos of these type of ships, and they're all real. Yeah, have I noticed no one from NASA will come on my show? When I get Ashley on here, she has a friend in NASA who will come on with her. I haven't seen Ashley, but I'm gonna try to get her back on here.
Yeah, so that was a sighting in Brazil. The name of the town, if anybody wants to look up the video, I believe it's online, is Curitiba, Curitiba. I'll put it in the chat.
One person asked me if I heard from Shy. I checked to see if Shy's icon was on here, but she's no longer listed.
Well, she's I have ways of communicating, but she has gone totally radio. Thumbs up on just letting me know she's okay, but that's about it.
Yeah, no,
she's alive and well.
She's alive and well, but she got off, I think, of TikTok for a lot of safety reasons without having to know it. I'm pretty sure that was the case.
All right, now this other video here is a cylinder. I'm gonna try to get it. Find this other one. Cylinder UFO. If they haven't pulled the video down. Now this was over Montana's Big Sky Country.
Mm-hmm.
And it's taken from a camera with multiple good settings. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm trying to get it to look. Hold on.
While he's doing that, you're watching Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. I've only gotten 2 hats. I'm trying to get up to 12 hats with the mustache. So please show your support for our show. by my show for gifting. Thank you for the gifts so far. Tahar, Telly, thank you. So for every hat I get, I'll say it. Tahar, Tara. Brenna, thank you, Tahar, Brenna. Tahar, everybody out there, Brenna. John, Tahar you.
Oh.
Okay, I think I'm getting you. Tahar, Brenna again. We'll get serious in a minute. Whew. It's a lot of hats. How many more hats do I have to go here? I got a few more hats to go. I have to get to 12. I'm not there yet.
You see it slowly moving past the stars?
Yeah, look at that.
You see it moving?
Well, I see the reflection of light, but where's the object?
This is the video. This is the video. So now look, so you can see the whole video. I know you can see me in the background, but these people are taking it from their.
And what is that? Is that the light, the long one, the oblong thing?
Yeah.
That's different than the other thing. That's something else, right?
Oh yeah. This is something totally different.
And Enigma UFO sightings. Enigma is a website, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh yeah, they have UFOs posted their video.
Yep. This is the one for. I can't show don't want to show the ad and get you.
No.
So anyway, but yeah, so that's from the Big Mountain Sky, and that was actually they posted that. The Daily Mail actually confirmed it. So that's something that was on the news. So more disclosure.
Right. Tahar, Jennifer. No, there's going to be a lot more disclosure. I think I've been on that Enigma site the other day, but I couldn't figure out how to look for the videos. Borderline, thank you for the join my team.
Yeah, you got I got that one. You know who sent me that? I know one of the low-level folks at Coast to Coast, so he sends me all of their video links too.
Interesting. I know what the site is. I can check that out.
Yeah, it's accessible to anybody. All of it's accessible. The info on Project Kona Blue, all of these things are out there for you to see. There's disclosure coming.
Yeah, and let me tell you.
Is somebody standing next to you, she said? Half pint? Half pint, you better not be messing with Commander.
No, I have a chair behind me that is a brown chair, so you're seeing the chair. There's nobody behind me. There's not one person behind me.
Oh, Commander, I didn't tell you. Remember the lady Harriet? This is how serious this lady impacted me. Remember Harriet, the lady that came on the show and had her blue avian story?
Yeah.
I had a dream about her experience the other night, and it was so vivid and so beautiful, and I almost felt like I was there with her in her dream. And I mean, I can't wait to see those guys come and hang out and really land and hang and interact with us.
Yeah, I can't either. It's going to be, and I think people have to realize that everybody can agree that we're all feeling, thank you for heart, we're all feeling a sense of change. I'm talking about cosmic change on our planet is coming. It's already started. It's been like gradually building up to a crescendo. And I think that change that we're feeling and hoping for is not something that we have to hope for or wait for or believe in anymore. It's something that's a reality, folks, right? And the reality is, it really is going to happen. And for all of that, there are going to be those people in different governments around the world using their power and their money to use their media to try to make it look like something is not going to happen when in fact it is. The other part of it is, I want everyone to know from a media perspective, because I am in media, is that there'll be some media that might be rebel media that are willing to tell the truth, but there's a lot of big money on TV broadcast stations, a lot of big money. But the good thing is, when I go off planet, and I've been, like I said, selected to do this broadcast, when I go off planet, it doesn't matter how much money these influencers, millionaires or billionaires have over media. It won't even matter, because every transmitter on the planet will be taken over by the Ashtar Command. How's that for something? I mean, and just think, your kids are going to witness this. If you have children, they're going to witness this. Their kids are going to see the spaceships. They're going to see on their TV screens instead of cartoons in the morning. When that one day happens, we'll be broadcasting to every single country on the planet, and I'll be in a spacesuit of some sort in a control center on the ship, broadcasting, and we'll be taking over every broadcast system on the planet. For new people,
Commander's
if you don't
going to
know
have a super suit.
Yeah, evidently April has talked about the suit. It's very comfortable. She went into the suit. You're able to breathe. They have the oxygen is slightly different. So I think all of us, I know Johnny and Kit Kat and myself and Chesno, we're going to all be prepared when we have the group gathering. But on the individual situation, I will have 4 of the space people that the command themselves on the ship are selecting. And I am very calm. I'm a very calm person. I have no ego. The only thing I want to do is make sure when I get in front of that transmission, I guess there'll be some sort of a camera. I don't know what they use for broad. I don't know if they have their technology there is going to be different. I don't know what they use, but all I know is that it's way more advanced than anything we have.
Commander, I believe that when you have contact, direct contact, I believe they're going to allow you to document it.
Oh yeah, I will definitely document it. Well,
I think they're going to allow you to document it, because a lot of people, they say, "Oh, I took a picture, and in their eye it's crystal clear, but the camera will mess it up because the ET doesn't want you to take the picture." They have that technology.
And the documentation will be when the worldwide broadcast happens and all the transmitters are taken over by the command. People can videotape me on their cell phones or whatever, or you can just videotape it, and it'll be documented.
Let me ask you a question, Commander. Do you think it's going to be like we see in the movies, like not the bad side of it, but like every TV and every phone, everything's going to broadcast this contact? Is that what you think is going to happen?
I'm going to ask Commander Robar, my father, when we do our thing Saturday night with the Ashtar broadcast here. I will ask if April's on. I'm going to ask if we have any information how this is going to work. Is it going to be just TV stations, cable networks? Is it going to become?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, because that's I don't like to be cliche, but like that's how you see it in the movies. Like but I'm picturing it like cool, like not like crazy, like the scary stuff. I'm picturing like Commander
very cool.
CmdrAleon in his tie-dye spaceship on the ship saying, "Greetings, everybody," while he's eating his pearls, and he's like, "Everybody, I've been telling you, and here I am on the ship, ready to bring you peace."
You know what's going to be really funny to me is all these UFO experts that are well known, speaking all over the world at these big, gigantic UFO conferences. And then this one person, CmdrAleon, is on a spaceship broadcasting to the whole planet, and they see me for the first time, Stephen Greer, all these other people, and say, "Who's this person?"
And then, what I mean? We're going to have a theme song for you too, Commander. We're going to have a theme song. Are you ready? Should we do an old school CmdrAleon introduction?
Yeah, we could do the old school introduction.
I think some of your new viewers need to hear it. Give me a moment.
And you're watching Encounters, so yeah. And just let people know, this is really going to happen. I am going to be taking on a ship to do the most important thing on the planet is to Tahar. But that's something I have to do with the mustache thing. But when I really seriously, when I go on the off planet, for new people here, what we're talking about is really going to happen. It's not channeling. It's not projected thoughts. It's not going out of body. It's going to be, before contact happens, I'll be speaking to the whole planet. That means everyone, billions and billions of people on the earth that have TV sets, little TVs, big TVs. I'll be actually broadcasting over every transmitter on the planet, small or big. Every country, every place, every language will hear me, and they have translators on the ship. So everything will be translated into your language. Tahar. Okay. That's really important, folks. And kidding aside, it really, for me, thank you. For me, it's the most important thing I've ever done in my whole life living on this planet, being a human being. And all these years that I've gotten to expand my consciousness, I never knew the day would come that I would meet my star family with another person in Vermont and connect with other people that were all connected, the 5 of us. That's unusual. I mean, I never expected. It's all organic. The whole thing's organic. And
well, you know how we make our organic stuff come to fruition, Commander? We have to picture it, right? We have to manifest it. So you've got 358 people in here right now. So everybody, let's picture Commander on the ship together, right? Let's picture him in his outfit, and this is, he's gonna have all the world's eyes on him, and this is what it's gonna sound like. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages from around the universe and across the globe, coming to you from the Ashtar Command to bring peace to Earth on a mission from Mars. It's CmdrAleon.
Greetings, brothers and sisters. I'm broadcasting, and now I'm going to go with the theme. So you did the theme, and now all of a sudden I'm broadcasting. I don't think they'll have the music on the ship. Well, that's a weird thing. That's a whole nother story. But Jared, thank you. This is CmdrAleon broadcasting from the spaceship of the Ashtar Command to the people of Earth. I'm just practicing. This is interesting. I'm actually practicing.
Let it flow, Commander. You got to practice it. Let it flow.
All right. So I'm on the ship. I have the 4 space people with me, and I'm so ready to do what I need to do. But they might have something they want me to say specifics, and I know they will. But just for the sake for my audience here, we'll do a little practice of what it would be.
Let's do some.
So I'm CmdrAleon, and I'm broadcasting from one of the Ashtar Command ships. We're broadcasting all over the world to the people of Earth in many different languages. And I'm here to be a representative of the highest light to you. And I'm here to tell you that contact is coming soon. But before contact happens, this transmission is important. And when we will be speaking to you on behalf of the command in terms of what is going to happen. So that's sort of like an idea of the way I think it would be presented if I were speaking on the ship to the people of Earth. And like I said, my background's in media. I've been talking on radio and TV for years, so I know how to present myself in front of the camera.
Commander has, let's do the math on it, Commander. We've got like over 10,000 interview hours.
Yeah, I mean, considering got here in 2023 on TikTok, and I've been on almost for 2 years now.
Yeah, but you've had a radio show for
21 years.
20 years.
And then when I was in college, everybody in Vermont, I had sightings up there when I was in Plainfield, Vermont. I had actual sightings up there a number of times. It was very interesting. And on the radio station, we talked about it with another DJ, with myself. We called out the Plattsburgh Air Force Base. They said it was a B-52 bomber. And said to myself, what is a B-52 bomber doing going over a college campus at night? It was a lie. It wasn't true. We saw stuff that couldn't be, no one could. We had students all over the campus seeing these things. One night, there were at least craft coming all over the place. And then one night we saw a red object. I thought it was a helicopter really low to the north of the campus, like hovering. And then I realized, no, that's not, there's no helicopter. There's no place around here for that. There was no helicopter noise. The whole thing was like a brilliant red object. And then we realized we were seeing a spaceship. So this one woman and myself said, you see that light over there? We should go over there. But then I decided, I was like backing out. I didn't want to do it. I knew where the area was. It was in a wooded area. And so the better of me said, don't go. But we did document it visually that we saw this light. And I had a lot of sightings. And on the radio station, I've actually been in radio since the 70s, since my college days. I was on a classical station for just a very short time.
Don't forget to tell. Wait, Commander. Don't forget to tell them you had the afro.
Oh, back then I had, when I was in college.
Tell them about the hair.
Yeah, I did. I had not really so much afro, but sort of a Bob Dylan kind of look. And but that's the way my hair looked back then in the 70s. But I had a lot of sightings, from
he was a cool cat.
The 70s. And a lot of UFO sightings in Vermont. Like I said, in Plainfield, tons of stuff happened. We had a number of times when we'd walk on campus. It's a rural campus, so you're walking at night, you're saying, okay, what's going to happen now? If you go from one end of the campus to the other through a trail, you're thinking maybe you'll see up there, you would see a Bigfoot come out of the woods, because that was between campuses. There were no buildings, and you're just walking on a trail from point A to B.
Did they have sightings? Did they have Bigfoot sightings?
Oh yeah, they had up there, and on that area, yeah, I'm sure they did. I didn't study it, but I mean, my sightings are mostly the UFO stuff going on. Right. But I was always feeling like I was being watched, going from one side of the campus to the other. Like, I didn't want to be alone, because it was like, if it was late at night, there are two ways to go back to the campus, and one was more of a direct path, which you weren't too much from one campus to the other. Like, it was a short way to go, and you didn't have anything really blocking you. This other trail takes you right through the woods. It's a clear path on the campus, but I always felt there was like a feeling like you're being watched.
Commander, I have a question for you. Do you think that disclosure will happen? And I'm talking mass disclosure. Do you think when it happens for ETs, do you think it will, what do you think that happens? Are we going to hear about the Bigfoots and the mermaids? Are we going to get full open, explain that?
Yeah.
And do you think that we'll have disclosure on Bigfoot before we have disclosure on ETs?
I think one has to look at it this way collectively, that the Bigfoot are ETs. We call them Bigfoot for lack of a better terminology. We call them Sasquatch for lack of a terminology. We really don't have we don't know what to call them. So we created these things over history about a Bigfoot, Sasquatch, the abominable snowman.
True, because mine disappeared.
Yeah. And even down south in Louisiana, they don't call it Bigfoot. They have a different name for it, but it is the same thing.
We call it skunk ape in Florida. Skunk
ape in Florida, right? So all these different names for one thing that is old. The thing is very similar. Yeti, that's in Himalayan mountains, in the snow mountains. So all these different names, and in some cases, some of these Bigfoots look different in facial features, in their body form.
They do.
And I think that when you talk about the Bigfoot, we're really talking about. Also, I think they're interdimensional too, like someone said. I think
so, because the one I saw running disappeared in a poof of smoke.
Yeah, just disappeared. Because they're interdimensional. That one you saw went into another frequency or dimension. I think that the other thing we're going to learn about the Bigfoot is that they do speak English, they do speak language, but we only see them in terms of these weird documentaries on Discovery or History or those channels where they have the fake audio of a Bigfoot is it's yelling and screaming at the person, and then it runs away or something. That's not what the Bigfoot is. They do speak a language.
Rougarou
No,
in Louisiana.
they really do speak a language. As a matter of fact, you can learn a lot from April about them because she has contact with the Bigfoot, and they work with the Ashtar Command up in Vermont, where they can learn a lot about. They do have languages, and they do speak languages, and I think that's something people need to be aware of. So, then your question in terms of Bigfoot, they do work, and they are working with the Ashtar Command in very important reasons and ways in which most humans would never understand unless they knew the history of them and what they're about.
So
And
let me
Suzanne
ask you a
says they
question.
speak a
Another
lot of
question.
languages. Yeah.
I've got so many questions tonight. So do you think that when disclosure happens, are we going to have, is it going to be a gradual change, or do you think we're going to see instant, because, are we going to see like all of these crafts coming down all around the world and helping all of the areas? How do you think that's going to happen?
Okay, so I'll give you what I do believe to be true is that it's going to be number one on your first question for everybody here. It will be gradual. There's not going to be this abrupt switch over where everything just falls apart. There's no way the human body, the human consciousness can handle that abrupt switch. And so what you're going to see is a very gradual switch from the way we are now living. And eventually, as we gradually shift, we're going to be part of a galactic level of planetary systems of peace, and we will be living as other planetary systems live and have lived for many, many moons, which is in peace and harmony. There won't be, we do have things that we are still used to, so we'll be living in that way until we can switch over everything to more of a galactic planetary system.
So do you believe that there should be like levels of contact? Like the first contact should be like we just depicted, commander on a ship making an announcement to the world. Then introducing them physically, like, coming down, landing, meeting with them. And then maybe introducing the technology, and then introducing the social structure, because people, you got a lot of people that are like, oh, I don't want to change, and we got to say, no, man, look, this is the way. Look at these med beds. Look, we got zero emission energy. Like, come on, get on the train.
Yeah, so it's going to be gradual, I think, and I think your question speaks for a lot of questions human beings have. It's going to be gradual, everybody, so it won't be abrupt, because I don't think everybody can handle, billions of people would handle an abrupt switchover. So it's going to be done in a way that human beings on Earth can gradually accept it. And as they do that, there'll be no more structural governments on Earth that are what they are, which are basically Earth-based corrupt governments on this planet, and also structures that have been trying to control the population. Those will organically eventually disappear, everybody. So I'm giving you information here, so your questions are good. Everything's going to be gradual. You have nothing to be, there's nothing for you to be afraid of.
Oh yeah, it's going to be peaceful. Absolutely,
it's all peaceful. You'll be able to go to the market and still buy your tomatoes or your pasta or whatever it is that you enjoy eating. It's just everything's going to be to a point where it shifts over, where you're not going to have to depend on all the things you've done all these centuries, including the current century of Earth, to a place where you're going to live in a harmonious relationship. And also, it's not just that. Many of you will actually get a chance to go on the spaceships and go back to your star family world and meet your parents. So that's the other part of it that's really important.
That was going to be one of my next questions. Once we have contact, do you think they will allow humans to travel interstellar, or do you think that there has to be maybe like some classes, like people have to take like social integration, how to adapt? Like, how do you think that's going to work?
Well, first of all, it's like anything else. It's going to be like going to school for billions of human beings. So the way I perceive it is, again, billions of people on this planet, over 7 billion inhabitants on Earth, right? With that being stated, it's going to be a class situation, a galactic class of learning. So humans will have to learn certain things, billions of them. And it's going to take time to get everybody to understand these concepts. Now, in terms of a human being being able to operate a spaceship, many of the ships that come from other planetary systems of light operate through consciousness. They don't operate with mechanical, they do have mechanical structural things, but it's really consciousness. Some of these ships are living ships. So it's not a matter of like learning how to, it's your consciousness has to be connected to that ship in order to collectively have that ship go forward, backwards into another dimension. You control it through consciousness. And a lot of the Astro Command ships operate physically in what you call a conscious state. So the ships are not all the ships, but many of the ships are what we call living ships.
I can't. I just can't wait. I can't wait to just
Yeah, I'm just
know that
giving.
we're living in the time of peace
Yeah,
and love,
yeah.
and like
When
we're
I talk
living
about
the
this
age of
stuff,
Aquarius.
yeah, when I talk about this stuff, I just speak naturally about it because I understand it. When I'm asked a question, I don't have to look for the information. I already know the information to be true. For years, my friend Athena talked about the living ships when who was a contactee in California, who was in Sedona, who used to live in Sedona. And it's really important to also know, as we talk about this, and April and I have discussed this, about the bodies in stasis. So you have a body in stasis. Now, I don't know that everybody knows what that means. So if you were to go out of your human physical body and go back to your space body, your ET body, your star body, it's human but taller, man or woman, your body is in stasis. So when you go back into that physical body that's being protected, you wake up and you're now that space person that you were before you came to Earth. You see?
Have
So
you
we all
ever
have.
heard? Have you ever heard, Commander, of the idea of the Gaia Terra theory?
No, I've
That
not heard of
okay,
that.
so Gaia is our Earth, right? Gaia is the Earth, and we all live on the Earth. And
Oh,
Terra
Gaia.
is and Terra is like the alternate universe Earth, right? And they say that when we transcend, our spirits go from Gaia to Terra and live there. And they say that on Terra, the concept of time is different, and the concept of aging and telepathy and all that stuff,
Yeah.
it exists on Terra. So, have you ever heard of anything like that before?
Well, I can get more specific about it, irregardless of Terra or Gaia, is that when we go into the galactic vibrational period of time, beyond time, when our Earth goes into a non-time space, so the new Earth will be going into what you call non-time. Everybody means that there's not going to be. You don't have to look at a watch. You won't have to look at a clock. You won't have to look at the time on your car clock. The time will not exist. You see, you have to understand that the space people from other planetary systems, they don't operate in time. So when people say, what time are they going to get here? What time are you going to be here for dinner? They don't think about time in the concept of time that Earth people do. There isn't any time. Everything is space. Excuse me. Everything is space related. And when you go off planet, you can be away off planet for 2 weeks. But 2 weeks could be 1 hour Earth time, and then when you come back into the planet, come back to Earth, it will be you'll have a different perception of reality because you're now coming back from being in a non-linear time frame to a planet of Earth where artificial time was created long before current humanity. There used to be a time when there wasn't any time on Earth, but time was created and it
And
does
they was
exist
just
here,
looking
but it
at
doesn't.
the sunrise and the sunset. That was it.
Yeah. Yeah, there was no perception of like what time is it. The natural order of things organically from a galactic perspective is there really isn't any time. Time is an illusion, but we accept it because we live in a planet where people are rushing to get somewhere because they're looking at their clock or their watch in a perception of time. You see?
I have another hard-hitting question for CmdrAleon. I've got another one. This one's gonna go deep. When we have contact and we transcend, because we talk about our spirit bodies, we talk about the idea of the avatars, right? When we have that transcendence, our physical, does the earth, the same way that there's physical beings in other planets, when we converge, do earthlings continue on? Do humans continue on, or do we just return, slowly integrating back spiritually into these vessels?
I can answer that question. So you have basically you always have a choice. When contact happens, you'll have a choice to physically live out your life in this in the current experience, which many people want to do. There'll be other people wishing who are very awakened, very, very connected to their starseed beingness. And those people are going to say, I want to go back to my body in stasis, which they'll have the choice to do. They'll wake up out of their body protected in stasis. They'll get up and they'll finally be back in their body, and they'll be with their families on the ship, and they'll go back and forth or wherever they wish to go. So when contact happens, I want people to realize that you do have a choice. It's up to you to make that choice, whether you want to go back to your space body or whether you want to live out your life on Earth in the new Earth. And just when you're physically done living in the human form, you'll go back to your other human form, which is still human, but a bit taller than your human form on Earth, if you understand what I'm saying. And then you'll be waking up, a guy or gal, you'll wake up in your space body, and you'll be back to who you were before you came here to the planet. Do you understand?
Yeah. Oh, I get it. You know, hey, somebody, the guy said he quit his job, and I said, don't quit your job until the ETs come, until we switch society.
Yeah, I know there's some people that are actually living off the grid right now, preparing for contact. So they got the solar energy domes or in the woods and things like that. There are people doing that, but not everybody is doing it because not everybody knows how to do that, which is okay.
Right.
So
or
for the
has
majority
the means
of
to
our
do it.
population, they don't have the means. So the population will eventually, when the billions and billions of people see the spaceships in the sky, and then there'll be a time when you will see them. My vision is that the spaceships will appear gradually as we build into 2025, and it will be a crescendo into 2026. And like I said, at some point in 2026, that is when there will be contact of the people of Earth. So it's something for everyone to look
We've been asking some deep questions here to everybody. You've been getting some good info from Commander.
Yeah, James asked me good questions, and a lot of times I do have a lot of information, but I interview so many people, I don't always give you information because I'm always interested in people's stories and experiences, and I love people. I love to hear what their experiences are. But yeah, I definitely have a lot of information.
We can get a Commander interview in once in a while, right?
No, there's not too many times you get to interview me, so it's a good thing.
But it's good for thing, listen. It's good for the viewers. It's good, and anybody in the chat. Never feel hesitant to ask Commander a question, even if it's even if you think it's controversial.
Let's qualify what controversial is.
No. I mean, not nothing crazy. I mean, even if they like me, like the Gaia and Terra theory. Not a lot of people think about that or know about that. No, it's just a theory. Don't be afraid to share. Thoughts.
I think my audience is pretty good. They know that they can share stuff and come on here and ask questions. But there's a lot of stuff going down. Judy McLean says, but the timeline is subject to change, correct? Yes, Judy. As a matter of fact, it did change. It was originally last year the year before last year in 2022, before I got on TikTok, the timeline was 2027, 2028. The timeline went from 2027, 2028 to 2025, 2026. For the end of 2025 to 2026 would be the actual timeline for contact. The reason why that
We've had 3 major shifts in the past 10 months. Not full year, but in the past 10 months, we had 3 major shifts. The last one was right around June. It was June and then the eclipse in April before that.
And Steve says, I am a retired school principal. Credible. I am 77. When I was 10, I saw a huge UFO up close.
Bring him up. Bring him up.
I'm going to bring him up if he has he has no followers. So, Steve, if you could come on live and turn your camera on as a former principal,
that would
I'd
be
love to hear your story. When he was 10 years old, he saw a UFO up close. You're watching Encounters, the spiritual #1 UFO talk show on planet Earth. Steve, welcome to the show.
Thanks for letting me come.
Oh, well, I saw your story. I had to bring you up here. So you were a former school retired principal. So tell us about your story.
Okay, I now live in Santa Barbara, California, born and raised Venice Beach, California. I lived my whole life, Southern California. And I lived in a suburb, born in City Terrace, California, and I lived in a suburb from 5 years old to 13, Monterey Park, California. Are you familiar with Southern California at all?
Yes, geographically, yes, I am.
Okay, a small little community, close-knit, everybody. Of course, I grew up in the 50s when it was a different world. Everybody knew each other, and, there wasn't, the highlight of the day was throwing a tennis ball against the garage door. Okay, so back to the story. Summer nights back then, no one had air conditioning. So everybody, we're in the streets, at night, especially when a heat wave like there is now. And I was there crystal clear before smog came later on in the late 50s, early 60s. And I was in the street playing catch with my dad, baseball, softball, whatever. And I have a vivid memory. I have a photographic memory. I remember everything of my life in pictures, and I can bring up, many things. So I'm credible. I taught for 25 years, VP and principal for 11 years old. And
great.
So in the street one night in the summer, we're there, and all of a sudden I see flashing colored lights. And I look up, and my father wasn't looking up at the time, and I said, Dad, take a look at this, right? First I thought it was, maybe a helicopter or an airplane, probably 10, 11, I'm not sure exactly, somewhere around that age. And I look up, and coming closer and closer was a huge, huge craft, not unsimilar with some that you see in movies, like a Star Wars type thing. I mean, a big, big entity.
Whoa.
And colored lights. And this thing, I look up and we're both, in awe. I go, Dad, what is this? And we're gazing at it. It's there for several minutes, right? And he goes, Son, I have no idea. And, at that time, I didn't report anything. My father didn't report anything. And during the 50s, it was not uncommon. You guys are into this a lot more than I am. UFOs were plentiful around the world, more so, I believe, than they are now. I don't know. I don't follow. But it was the real deal. It was real, and
how did it exit? Did it zoom away? Did it
it zoomed away. It was gone in a nanosecond. It was there.
That quick. Yeah.
Yeah, but it hung around. I'm a child and I'm old now, but from my perception of what I can believe, it hung around for a good 2-3 minutes, and it was like,
wow.
It felt like on top of us. It was that large. It was huge.
Right. Was it as big as like 3 football fields? How big would you say it was?
Okay.
I was going to ask for size reference.
Good question. I would say in retrospect, it was a good 2 football fields, but it also had the configuration of like I was never into Star Wars much, even when I was growing up, but it had a configuration like a model. It was gray in nature with colored lights, and the lights were flashing, but it looked like a model that you would see like a dome type shape, and it had like different layers of the like metal. You know what it's hard to say.
Like Independence Day.
Yeah, exactly. Like an Independence Day.
And did you feel like one of the things I find fascinating when people share their UFO stories or spaceship stories, did you feel like when this thing was over you, beyond seeing this physical large ship, what kind of feeling? Were you feeling okay about it? Did you feel like
Yeah, I was
positive?
not feeling. Yeah, I was not scared, right? And I'm prone to be more scared and paranoid, than as a child. Not so much, but a little more an adult. But I was not
Yeah.
frightened. I was just in awe. Like, what the
Hmm.
hell is this? I
Yeah.
didn't say it out loud, but
Hmm.
but my dad was
Yeah.
in the same frame of mind. He didn't have a
Yeah.
clue what it was.
Can you
What?
imagine? Imagine that, because like he said, this was back in the 50s, so they didn't have movies. I mean, they had movies and shorts and clips of UFOs
Right.
and
They didn't
stuff,
have what we have now,
but not
So I
technically.
like
did
like
see
what we
one.
have. Oh, what did you
Oh,
say?
hey,
And this
Steve,
had
still
to be
there?
probably 1957. Yeah, about
Wow.
1957.
1957, somewhere around there.
What happened? So
Yeah.
what happened
So
in 57?
I had seen War of the Worlds. That was scary. But prior to that,
Hmm.
there was no other Flash Gordon
Right.
stuff. But nothing
Yeah,
with
no
spacecraft.
references. Yeah,
None at all. Yeah, exactly. And I
I
I
would have
didn't keep
lost.
abreast
I
at
would
10
have.
years old.
Now,
Of anything.
now what happened? What happened in 1957? Can you share that story?
No, that's what he
No,
said. The big
that's
ship.
when I
Oh,
saw. Yeah,
oh, that's when you
that's
saw the ship. Okay. Could you
that's when I
imagine
saw it.
if there was like YouTube back in 1957, how much you could have recorded?
Oh, exactly. I
Yeah.
often
No, that
say,
would.
yeah, going back, it was just amazing to me that like when a cell phone comes out, to us, we had tin can telephones with string. Even the cell phone was amazing. Somebody my age, of
I
what's
mean,
transpired.
Steve, did any of the neighbors see it?
Yeah, I
No,
was curious about that.
yeah, we were in the street. It was a little later at night. But normally there was other people, but at that time there was just two of us, just the
Yeah.
two of us.
Well,
And it was
and
dark. It
and
was
Steve,
dark too. It was after
one of the
the sun went
yeah.
down. I'm guessing 9 o'clock at
So
night.
one thing about your sighting is that the fact is when I hear stories like there was nobody else around,
Right.
and the ship came. This big, huge ship, about 2 football fields in length, folks, was coming at you, Steve. Correct?
Correct. It was it
And
was like over us.
it was over you. Did it
Right.
happen to stop for a moment? Did it stop and go hover,
Well, it
or did it
stopped.
keep
It
moving?
stayed there. It stopped. It wasn't hovering,
Let,
moving. It was
let,
there.
let me tell you something. I read into stories. I have that ability.
Right.
That ship was there. That was there for you to see. There was a whoever they were positive space people, and I'm tuning into that year,
Right.
and they were there. They were there for you to see. Just like some of the people, my guest I had on this morning, that show. He's in Arizona. He had several spaceships appear in 2017, and he was with his girlfriend or his wife. I don't remember which. Young guy, and he talked about his story, and there was no one else there. And then he said 4 F-15 fighter jets tried to chase these craft, and they disappeared away from the mountain area like in a nanosecond. So with your particular story here, I see, and I've seen many of this when I listen really carefully. If you listen to the story that you're telling, I think that they were there. The spaceship was there to make contact with you.
Well, here's the ironic part, because you and I are on the same wavelengths. I've read a lot of books. I have ESP. Okay, I'll give you a couple things that are going to blow your mind away. Okay?
Oh,
I have.
okay.
My daughter has it. I have 3 children. My daughter's got the same gift, and I think you have it too because you're talking about it, and you know what I'm talking about. Okay, I was teaching at the time prior to going into administration, and it was the day that the Columbia that blew up. I believe it was the name of the Columbia aircraft.
Right, right,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, the spaceship.
Yeah, spaceship. Yeah. So I turned around the corner to go to the school, La Puente, California, and they're talking about the launch. And I was teaching science and math at the time with a team teacher named Jerry McCann. And we'd open up the door. We had a sliding door where 60 children would, watch the spacecraft take off at the same time. So I'm coming around the school about a block and a half away, and it's a sunny day, California. It's shooting up in Florida, and I get a vision, and I've had a few others I'll tell you about. And they're talking about the launch, and we were going to watch it together. All of a sudden, my mind, it pops up. I see the explosion, and I say to myself, it's too cold. They shouldn't shoot this up because it's too cold. Okay, I come to school. I tell the teacher, Jerry McCann, we shouldn't watch this today. He goes, why?
Yeah.
I says, it's going to blow up. And he says, you're out of your mind? He says, what are you saying? I says, it's too cold. They shouldn't shoot it up. And he goes, Steve, it's 82 degrees in Florida. I says, I don't know.
Right.
That's all I saw. I have no explanation as to why. Well, you know what happened.
Right.
It went up, blew up, and what happens? The O-rings. It froze because of the O-rings leaked. So the coldness was the prediction of that. I get chills now.
With your ESP, you were telling the other person this. You knew that this NASA craft was going to blow up, correct?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. I saw it.
Amazing.
I saw it before, and I also predicted about 2 or 3 earthquakes. My daughter saw a car accident 2 weeks before it happened. She's in Orange, California, where there are fatalities, and it came exactly how she saw it. So I've had others in my life too. So when you said this spacecraft was there for a reason, there's something I never thought of, but it's a very strong possibility that's true.
Steve, are you still in California?
I'm in Santa Barbara now, in the Goleta, about 10 miles north.
You don't see any earthquakes coming anytime soon, do you?
I haven't felt one. I would miss one about 2 weeks ago. I told my daughter, and I missed on that one. But I hit. Here's another. Okay. My sister was on the airplane that blew a hole going from New Zealand to Hawaii, I believe, right? 1987, I think. United flight, whatever. And she was on that flight where the baggage door blew open. She was supposed to be in first class, and they couldn't get her in there, and she sat in behind that. Her friends went out the plane and died, but she was on that.
Oh my gosh! I'm going to take a stretch out here on a question of something I already know. So, you remember in a number of years ago, the Malaysian flight that disappeared?
Correct.
In Malaysia? I know what happened to it, but I'm going to pick your consciousness in a minute. Okay. So when I was doing radio with a guy who came on my show, he was on YouTube. He had a big YouTube following, and he did underground world news. Right. He, for some reason, had the tracking radar of that time that showed that the little, when you watch tracking radar of a jet, they're gold looking and they go in different directions and they go like in little increments, they move.
Correct.
So when the radar tracking was showing the Malaysian flight that disappeared, it showed that there were these other 2 or 3 golden little icons of what they call jets.
Right.
These icons switched over to looking golden disc-shaped discs. Now, a plane in a technical radar technology does not switch from a jet icon to a round disc. It just doesn't happen. Right. There's no way. I have the documented video and I have it posted. So that video, I had to do some research to find that video, but I found an original copy that wasn't deleted.
Right.
So when the jet went over the East China Sea, which is east of China, over the sea, Malaysian area, the jet was going on its course, and these other 2 jets on the icons that look like jets going out away from all the other congestion of airspace turns into saucer-looking discs. The third one ends up going way ahead of the Malaysian flight. It goes like past it. No jet can go that fast within a minute. There's just no way.
Correct.
It goes past the Malaysian flight, stops. When the Malaysian flight gets there, within seconds, not only does the Malaysian flight disappear, the disc disappears, and the other 2 discs catch up with the other disc, and they all disappear.
Correct. Oh, definitely a wormhole. My guess it's did they find recently? I think I read something that they found.
Yeah, they're lying. They didn't find anything.
That was misinformation.
That was, I never followed up on it.
Yeah, they keep trying to reinvent the wheel on this. They keep trying to. I think
the Bermuda Triangle is real as hell. And I also I've read all of Eric von Daniken's work, right? And if you study any of the artifacts of the figures of the little men up in,
Oh yeah,
Machu
definitely.
Picchu, these stones didn't get there by chance. So, huge
Right.
tons with no laser cuts, and I read it all. I believe the extraterrestrials have been here before. Their spacecraft is evidence all over the place. In the technology.
And so, yeah, so I definitely, and I see the other two people that are, I'll bring the other two people up in a few minutes. I do
Right.
see on my guest list. But I think, so what happened is the Malaysian flight disappears, everybody.
Right.
And the Australian government, for some reason, was the government that wanted to find the wreckage.
Right.
Australia. The United States was involved a little bit, but Australia kept coming up with all these pieces of wreckage and had nothing to do with the flight.
Wow, I didn't know
For the
that.
flight. Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
was
they were staging fake
Vaguely.
stuff.
So, what's your
for
theory
years.
as to where it went?
I can tell you where it went. I already know where it went.
Tell
What
me.
happened?
We had the military video.
Oh my God.
But I can tell you where it went. The people on that flight, on the Malaysian flight, for people that are just learning about this,
Right.
these were people that were very educated, well-educated people on that flight. Not to say that on airline flights people aren't educated.
Right.
This was a very specific group of people on that day that were on that flight. Some of them were scientists, they were very, very well educated. Let's put it this way. When that particular flight was taken by the spaceships, it was taken out of our planetary system through an opening into another dimension, so I say.
So I was
All
on
the
the right
people-
track then. Yeah.
Yeah, so I know this is gonna. And I feel sorry for the families over in Malaysia when I said this back when this thing happened because I
Right.
knew what happened. I'm going to say it now. The people that are missing from that flight are not dead, folks. They're alive. They're a matter of fact, since that time period, they probably have more knowledge than they had before they disappeared.
Wow.
Now, the question people would ask me on my radio show, are they ever going to come back? I think when major contact happens, they probably will have the ability to come back to the Earth.
Wow.
But they
Already
are
probably
all,
made their choice.
they made their choice. I think many of them will probably stay off planet and be in their starseed bodies, so to speak. But that flight never crashed in the ocean anywhere.
Wow.
So every time now, recently, the Australian government again and some other governments were trying to do some research and saying they found what appears to be wreckage from the flight. They're never going to find wreckage from the flight. Don't believe anything you hear from any media when that story comes up in paper, on the internet, anywhere. I can tell you that these people are alive and well, and the flight never crashed.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
So
I know
how does your gift manifest? Do you see visions or feelings? How does it work with you?
I don't come from here. I actually was born here.
Right.
My two parents are no longer here. My Earth-based parents.
Right.
I came from Mars originally, which is a planet of 10 to 15 billion, not billion. What am I saying? Million inhabitants.
Right.
And I also come from the Ashtar Command, which are the star people.
Right.
So my father, mother, two sisters, and brother on a spaceship. My friend April Chesno, Johnny of the Third Kind, and Kit Kat were part of a group of 5 people that met through the TikTok, and we're all going off planet soon.
Wow. Wow.
So we're coming back. We're not just going off. We're coming back.
My main manifestation of the skill or the gift, or whatever you call it, is with numbers. I always, throughout my life, have been able to...
Wait, hold on a second, Steve. You said numbers, and that dude put numbers in the chat. 10, 10, 10, 11.
You're kidding.
And Marnay just put numbers in the chat as soon as you said the word numbers. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
But that was a wild synchronicity right there.
Yeah, it was.
Mine like this. Say
Right
I listened
there
to,
in front of
even
all
when I
of
was
us.
young, I'm listening to a baseball, right? And all of a sudden, and the guy says, and the score to the Mets versus the Dodgers is, and I go 10-2. I've done this my whole life. Right before he says it, right, I can say the score. And I've done this thousands of times. I tell I don't even tell it. I do.
Wow.
It happens
That's
that often.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. It really is.
Wow. So
yeah, we're gonna keep everybody. I'm gonna bring these other people up here.
Yeah, I'd like to stay. Bring it up.
To stay with us here. I'm gonna bring Tisha S. Tisha. And you're watching Encounters, everybody, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show. I'm CmdrAleon, the host. James is with us. We have Steve. Tisha S. Welcome. Tisha? Hello? I don't think they realized they were live.
Hello.
Okay, let's see what the other person is here.
Maybe they had a bad connection.
Okay, we have, I think it's Rabbies. Let's see if Rabbies here.
Is that
And you have to
rabies or rabbies?
I'll find out in a minute. It's pronounced Rabbies?
It's rabies.
Rabies. Welcome, Rabies. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
We're doing good, and welcome to the show. And what would
Thank
you like
you.
to share with us tonight?
Well, I believe something happened, and I'm pretty sure it did, but when I tell people, I sound crazy. But I think
no one on this show sounds
Well,
crazy.
you're in the right place.
Yeah,
I think,
really. I always get that. Everybody says that when they come on here.
you
But
know,
go
you
ahead.
guys, somebody had mentioned the numbers thing and then the synchronicity. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know it was synchronicity, but I've been having that pretty much my whole life, where these coincidences were just too, they were just too uh, astronomical in terms of odds happening. Um, so that's always happened to me. I've never been a believer of the whatever, the UFO or aliens and stuff like that. But this was probably about 3 weeks ago. I'm here in Los Angeles. It's probably a little longer than that, maybe about a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
I go outside to smoke a cigarette, and when I go out there, there's these two guys down the street, and they're looking up. And I'm like, oh, what are they looking at? And I look up, and it's a freaking ship. It's something. And it started. It wasn't as big as you guys say, like football fields or nothing like that.
Right, right.
I'll say it's probably about as big as maybe a minivan or something, or like
Okay.
a
Yeah,
suburban
that's
or
about the
something.
size of the ship I just showed earlier.
Yeah, like a
Oh,
small spaceship.
I missed
Yep.
it. I missed it. Do you still have it? Maybe I could see it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it's a small spaceship.
so what's funny is the lights on this thing were green and red, and they were fluctuating up and down, almost as if they were in a tube, and
Huh.
just going up and down, exchanging. There was no sound at all. And every time I looked at those guys, they were just looking up. And I thought to myself, are they hypnotized? Are they
Right.
are they frozen, or what the hell? What's going on, right? So
Right.
this thing is just hovering, and then it starts to move erratically, like left to right, up and down, like doing like a little dance.
Right.
And then it when it would move, it warped the sound. I guess it made this really weird sound.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see, where is it?
Yeah. It might be
When was-
similar to what
When was that
it's
taken?
coming. That was
This was
that
in
was the one
July.
in that was one in
All right, hold on. In Brazil.
South America, right? The Brazil, yeah. It looks like it kind of diamond shaped.
Yeah, this one I couldn't really tell the shape because it was dark. So it was
bright.
almost like, yeah, it was almost as if all I could see was the lights and maybe like a silhouette. And what was kind of weird was it made me feel a little woozy, like a little dizzy.
Oh,
Like
I know exactly what it
Dizzy.
was.
Okay.
yeah,
That's interesting.
it was
Did
like,
you-
I mean, there was no fear.
Right.
But what's also funny is I remember saying to myself, I really should take out my camera and film this, but I never did. I just kept watching. And then as it started to leave, then I took my camera out and
Yeah.
caught just a glimpse of it leaving. And
Yeah.
I thought to myself, why didn't I take my camera out? It was right in front of me.
Did you talk to the other two people down the street that were also looking at it?
Couldn't wait to talk to them. I said, They walked my way, and I'm like, okay, guys, so, and they're like, yeah. And I go, what the fuck was that? And they're like, what? And I go, that thing that was just here. They go, the drone? I go, you're saying that was a drone? And he's like, yeah, it was LAPD drone. I'm like, dude, come on. That thing was fucking
Really?
huge. That thing was
Oh,
huge.
we got to watch the language. That's the only
Oh,
thing I'm like,
my bad, my bad.
yeah,
I said, come on, guys. I go, that thing was big. And they're like, oh, well, what do you think it was? I go, I don't know. I'm asking. And they go, they're just like, dude, it was a drone. And I go, with no sound? I go, and did you hear how it was warping the sound when it
Yeah,
when it moved?
how high above you was it?
I'm gonna say probably about maybe less than 100 feet.
So yeah, you would have heard it. If it was a drone, you would have heard it.
yeah. If it's drone, and
Oh yeah, I mean it was.
why did these folks think it was a drone, even though it wasn't a drone? They were watching it. Obviously, they were,
I really
you
think
know,
I really think that they were somehow hypnotized or something like that, or
Possibly.
right.
something. I don't know. It seemed like they were interested
Absolutely.
because they just kept looking up. They
Yeah,
just kept looking up. It was and so what's funny about these lights is when I was looking at it, I had this dream when I was a small boy, probably about 8 years old or so, and it was a dream of these lights just going in the sky, and I had this weird feeling from the dream.
yeah.
But I'm 60 now, and that dream has never left me. But when I was watching that thing, I was like, dude, those are the colors in my dream.
You
I
saw
was
Oh
the
my
like,
gosh.
Yeah.
yeah. So it was very strange. Very strange. I got to tell
Mm,
you, I'm very skeptical. Um,
right.
so it's definitely. It just keeps rolling around in my head. I keep going,
Oh
man.
yeah.
Well, Mr.
I keep going,
Rabies,
man. That was something.
I want to tell you. You know why you had a physical reaction?
Why is that?
It was not from the ship. The physical reaction was a manifestation of your psychological shock.
Okay.
Because you said you were a non-believer. There's something called ontological shock that when non-believers experience ETs and spiritual for the first time, they have physical, instant
Yeah.
physical. You're gonna feel woozy. You're gonna feel woozy.
And
Like
it'll be a
almost like you
different,
could pass out.
right. And not everybody will, but it depends on the individual. I think in your
Yeah,
case,
it's
that's
your
what happened.
convictions. Yeah, if
It really,
you were strongly convicted, yeah, it'll rock your world.
yeah.
No,
So
it was definitely threw me off balance.
yeah.
I didn't even try to walk.
Well,
I just calmed down for a second.
well, you're absolutely correct about the fact that now they might have said it was a drone, but I think they know that they were seeing. They didn't know what it was. Their instant response is, oh, it's a drone. This is why their mind would feel more calmer.
Now, Rabies, I
brain
also
level.
want to tell you that we've seen instance where there was a sighting and a group of people were hypnotized, almost like a Men in Black type situation, because the Men in Black were spotted. Remember that, Commander, in the apartment complex?
Yeah.
There was an ET a bad ET trying to do an abduction, and a good ET came and saved them, and only two people like remembered what was going on, and there was
Yeah.
police officers, firefighters, everybody there, and at the end of it, nobody said, "Oh no, it was just a gas leak."
Right. Right.
Hmm. Hmm. Very
But
strange.
I'm
So
glad you're here.
this is real.
But I do want to say something else.
Yeah.
This was about a week ago. So I do
Okay.
go outside. I go outside and I puff on a cigarette. So this was about a week ago, if not less. I'm out there smoking. This is probably about 1 o'clock in the morning, and there's these bushes. So you picture these bushes. Picture four bushes about maybe 10 feet apart in a
Yeah.
row, and these bushes started, like one bush started waving, like moving, almost
Moving.
as if something was like running their hand along it.
Really?
But then it went to the second bush, and then the third, and then the fourth, and I'm like, what the heck is
Commander,
going on?
he's having contact.
Well,
Yeah, it's kind
I'm
of weird.
listening very clearly. So let me get into this a little bit. Here's what I want you to do. I think this is important to do. I don't know at the moment.
Yeah, ask him his
Uh,
spirituality.
I'm going to do something here that's going to help you. If you'll let me do this before we sign off the show for the night, I'd like to gift you with something that I have the ability to do. Are you open to it?
Sure.
Okay. So I want you to, let's see, how many followers do you have? Oh, you have plenty of followers. Can you come on? I'm just following you now. Can you come on your camera? You know how you work the camera?
Sure.
Okay.
Hold on. It's not giving me a camera option. Why is that? Hold on. Hold on.
You have over thousands of
Oh,
followers.
Here we go. I got it. All right. There we go.
All
Hold
right.
on.
Okay. Oops.
Do, do you need to see me? Because I got the lights off.
Uh, yeah, that's good. There you go. Perfect. There's that beautiful person. So yeah, I appreciate that. So what we're going to do is I want you to relax. I'm going to do something with the palm of my hands, and people can see my hands here. People that have watched my show know that everything I do is documented. Again, just so you know, I'm not from this world. I came from Mars originally. I'm a star seed. The definition of a star seed is that I chose to come and be with the human family and experience Earth life, which I'm experiencing in its full totality. But I'm also with the Ashtar Command, which is my space family, which I'll be seeing soon. And there's a whole story behind that. But I want to do something for you as a gift that's going to help you. When you mention the movement in the bushes, I'm going to help you make contact with your space family, and this will be a gradual thing for you. But please close your eyes, and I want you to take a deep breath in and breathe out of your nostrils about 3 or 4 times as we do this. What happened to your face? It disappeared. Oh, there you are.
He's zoning
Okay.
in, Commander. He's getting in the zone, man.
Okay.
Let
Oh,
him
there
get
you
in
go.
the zone.
I got this all going good. So as you breathe in and out, you're going to breathe out through your nostrils, breathe in. And when you're relaxed, just let me know. And everything's good. Okay.
Relax.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is, as if I were in your room, I'm taking my right hand, folks. You can see right here. I'm putting it on top of what is considered the human person's head, and my other hand as well on top, both hands. What I'm going to do now is some work. I'm going to open up your consciousness to the spiritual, extraterrestrial, Christ conscious realm of where these beings are from. I'm also working on the energy in all your rooms of your house beyond your consciousness. I'm working with my other hand on clearing all the energy around the house, in the house. Give me a moment. And I'm primarily working in the brain area. In a moment, you'll feel some energy above you.
Mm-hmm. Little tingle.
Yes, yes. What I'm going to do now is create a picture of something circular in your consciousness in a moment. I'll be projecting the circular object in a moment. And when you do see something within, let me know. Take your time. Let go, let go, let go.
I don't see anything,
That's okay.
but I was reminded right now. Um, so something else that's been going on. Um, going to sleep. Um, I hear music and I hear chatter talking, but it's distorted.
Where are
And
you? Are you hearing it telepathically or audibly?
audibly, but it's always like it's coming from a mechanical source, whether it be a
Mm.
refrigerator, whether it be a washing
Hmm.
machine, whether it be a fan.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, uh, the music is unrecognizable. It's music, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
like nothing. They're not
Mm.
playing like the hits of Earth or whatever.
Right.
But it was very. It's like almost, and this started happening way before the sighting. And very small, very whispers, like just whispers of different people, like a room
Mm-hmm.
full of people chattering, but it's
Hmm.
distorted. But
Mm-hmm.
Hate to
lately, it's
interrupt
been.
you guys, but I gotta go. So it's been
Hey,
great,
Steve.
great talking to
Take,
you guys. Have a good one.
take care,
Thanks,
Hey,
Steve.
Steve.
thanks for
Okay,
sharing,
bye
Steve,
bye.
Steve.
thank you so
Thank you.
I'll
much.
let you go.
Bye.
But
Let's sit Steve down.
recently it's been getting louder. And actually, what reminded me to say that is when I was closing my eyes right now, looking for the circular object, I was hearing it again. So,
Really? That's interesting.
mm,
So you're in your house right now, and you can hear some type of music or
Are you hearing it now?
audible
no,
distortion. No, not
No, he's
not
right
not
now,
hearing
now.
it
no.
now.
Can you? You have a voice recorder on your phone. Can you record it?
Probably.
I think you should. I think you should record it. I think you should document it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Definitely.
Okay.
I do want to get Steve back to having his eyes closed for a moment. I'm just going to finish up a little bit of stuff here for you, and then we'll
Okay.
continue talking for a little bit. It's like 1:30 a.m. in the morning. I've been on since 11 p.m. So let's do this here for a minute with Ravi's. Let's do this. I'm going to work on the energy of the whole molecular structure of your body. I'm also putting a light energy around you, like an invisible light energy around you, a bubble of light. And as I do that, we're going to up the amplification of your vibrational level. And in your house, we're going to up the vibration of that. I'm also doing a clearing of any residual energies in your house that should not be there.
Residual.
Yeah, residual meaning there are energies that could be there for things unconsciously that you weren't aware of, but that
Mm,
I am aware of. And I am definitely doing. I do what they call a cleansing of energy when I work with people from a galactic standpoint. It's all good. It's just that we're making sure that everything is purified with the lightest and highest levels of light, radiant light. And I've just done that. It took me only like a minute or two to do that. And now it's all clear.
mm, mm-hmm.
So you should be sleeping well. I think you're going to have some dreams. Give me a moment. I think you'll be able to have some focused dreams. And also, the main purpose of this was unblock your memory, to unblock your memory so you can have telepathic communications with what I call star family. Everyone has one. Everybody does. You're not excluded from that. Everybody
Everybody.
does.
Everybody.
Yeah, everybody. Then
Mm,
everybody remembers or knows, but they do. So you're going to have a beautiful in time. It might take a few weeks for it to happen. It might take a night. It might be an epiphany, when you're just waking up. But
mm-hmm.
you're going to have a day or night when you're going to remember and have contact on a telepathic level with space people that are human, very loving, spiritual people. And I I see this happening. Again, it's not a rush thing. It's not something that Commander told me this was going to happen. It didn't happen. Everything will happen to individually to a person for you when it's supposed to happen. What
Yeah,
happens to you might not happen to the person to the next of you on a train. Their
mm-hmm.
their thing might happen 10 weeks from now.
Mm-hmm.
Yours will happen when it's supposed to. So there's no rush. I always tell people, don't rush after I do this. Let it naturally happen.
So thank you. I will definitely keep you guys updated. But
Yeah, definitely.
I want to ask you something. So again, with the synchronicity, I don't know what that means, and I just accepted it as it is what it is. I don't know what the meaning is, other than
So when you are you seeing numbers? Is that what you're seeing? Is that what's happening?
it's a lot of different things.
Okay, so when the
I'll tell you.
synchronicities, go ahead, go ahead. Yeah.
So I'll tell you one of my favorite ones. I was on YouTube and I was
Hmm.
watching this video of Dennis DeYoung. He's the lead singer for Styx. And he was singing his hits uh, accompanied by an orchestra. And what they were doing with the orchestra is they were playing classical pieces as intros to one of his songs. And this piano piece came on as an intro that I'd never heard, and I fell in love with the piano piece. I love the piano, and I was like, "Wow, what is that? It's beautiful." And I go, "Well, I'll stay right here. I'm sure they'll mention it in the comments." And I went in the comments. Nobody mentioned anything. I couldn't find this anywhere. But flash forward about maybe 2 months, I'm watching a movie. In the movie, this scene, this guy is on a first date with this girl, and they're in her apartment. And he's trying to woo her, and he's trying to, do the moves and all that. And in the background, they're in her apartment, very small apartment. In the background on the radio is the piano piece that I've been searching for. And I got excited. I'm like, cool, I'm going to stay right here. I'm sure it'll be in the credits. Well, in the movie, he says, "What can I do for you? What would you like?" And she goes, "Right now, I would really like to know what that piano piece is. It's beautiful."
Oh,
And
she asked them in the movie.
she asked him in the movie.
Wow.
Hmm.
And then so he says, "Well, I'm going to find out for you." So he gets on the phone and he's calling the radio station. And he's like, "Hey, so I'm on a first date with this beautiful woman, and I told her I'd give her whatever she wants, and all she wants to know is what that piano piece is you were just playing." And then he's on the phone like this, and he's like, uh-huh. And then in the movie, he's like, "Claire de Lune." And then he goes, "Okay, Claire de Lune," but he goes like this. He turns this way to look at her in the movie, but on the screen, he's looking at me. And he
Right.
says, "Claire de
Claire
Lune,
de Lune.
Claire de Lune,
Hmm.
got it." And then I just went, "Are you effing kidding me?" That
Wow.
was
So
one of my big ones. That was one of my big ones.
Wow.
synchronicities happen when the universe is trying to communicate to you. The universe is telling
Yeah.
you that maybe you need to look within to yourself, work on something,
I'm feeling that a lot,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know
change
what?
something,
And you know what the
think
other thing
outside the
is?
box.
As you were talking, after we are doing, and we're still going to do just one little more thing before we all go off here, is that your cat. I noticed your cat. Your cat. You want to know why your cat came over your head?
Why? Why?
Because your cat knew that there was contact happening.
The energy.
Oh, was she doing that when I had my eyes closed?
Oh, when we were talking, she came over your head.
I didn't even see her.
Yeah,
I know you
yeah.
did.
She was coming to say hello to us.
I didn't
I
see her at
know,
all.
and
Yeah,
your
we
cat
have a
sensed.
connection with cats.
Well, the cat
Yeah.
also.
Is
Beyond
it
that, the
is it
cat.
that one
actually,
right there?
yes, that cat right there.
Yep.
She's still real
She-
near.
She loves me. That cat is always around me.
That cat is tuned in right now to the energies that we just did. That cat knows what's going on right now. That cat knows what's going on right now.
You
That's
see
a
what she's
beautiful
doing?
cat.
She's looking
Yeah.
around. Look at her. She's going crazy.
Oh yeah,
at her.
because there's a lot of stuff.
Does she usually do that?
No.
So,
No.
so what's happening is your cat is giving you a synchronous moment right now, confirmation
Well, let
that
me just
the
say
energy
something.
has shifted.
Not only shifted, but if I were to be bold enough to say this, I would say that the cat's looking at a being in the room The cat is very
Look
perceptive.
at her.
Yeah, the cat is. Let me explain something.
Yeah.
I believe you're having contact with somebody in your star family that is there from your star family. I
Absolutely.
don't know who it is, but I think you're
Yep.
getting a direct
He
contact.
could
So
even be
let me
having an angelic experience.
so let me tell you this. This has been going on for the last 3 weeks. Dragonflies. They've
Oh
Hmm.
been
my God.
they've been passing by me, but they go like this, and
Yeah.
then sometimes they'll go around and come back around me again, and then so now I'm just saying hi to them. I'm just saying. I mean,
So
it
now we
happens
got
like
all these
so
spiritual
much.
people in the chat. So guys, tell us what is the significance of
Dragonflies.
dragonflies. And I got to ask you a question.
Hmm.
You've given us this timeline. What changed? What happened? Something changed in your life? Did you have a dream? Did you hit your head? What changed? Or do you think it was the contact that changed everything? The contact was what was the trigger point for all of these synchronicities.
The synchronicities have been, like I said, since my entire life. I mean, I just
Okay,
uh,
okay, okay.
earlier I would blow them off as coincidence. But then, like the story I just told you about the movie, I'm just going, there's no way. I go, that's something. That means something. I don't know what that means, but there's just no
Mm-hmm.
way that could happen.
Now you.
So what I forget what's your name? Down
Whose name?
the
Probably
Down the
James.
rabbit hole.
yeah,
His name is James.
James. You asked if something had changed, and something has changed. I'll be 60 in November, and I just keep going in my mind. There's something else here. There's
Yeah.
something else, and it's almost like
So
I don't even care about other
Are
things.
yeah.
were you
Let
spiritual?
me.
Are you spiritual?
I used to be Christian,
Okay.
Oh,
no longer.
So
right.
now, would you find that you're maybe trying to quantify your soul and your energy?
I don't think so. I don't think any of this is voluntary.
Right.
You know,
Well, absolutely, it's
even
not.
Right.
No, the
even
universe is
even in
calling
a
you. No,
even
the
in a
universe is calling
subconscious way,
you.
Let me just say this.
something's going on. Something's up.
As you're talking with James, I'm tuning into your cat, and the cat was just speaking in the cat language. Now the cat's not looking at anything. But before, as I said, I believe that if you meditate tonight before you go to sleep, just one of the things
Do
I
you know
need
how
to
to
do
meditate?
here.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I want to do this though because I want to finish up what I was trying to gift him with, and then we can.
Okay, Commander,
And
I'll
we
let
have
you finish up with him. I'll hop off, and you guys have a great night.
you too, James. Thanks for sharing
Nice
the
Some
meeting
video
you,
and.
sir.
Hey James, real quick, I'll follow you. But James, real quick in the chat, all caps says transformation.
Yeah, you're definitely having a transformation.
Yeah.
Absolutely. God bless
Hmm.
you for it.
Hmm.
All right,
You know,
James. I'm gonna
there's the
let you
old saying,
down.
better late than never. We love
Yes.
you, man. We love you, man. Thank you for
Hey, thank you,
sharing
man.
all of this with us. I really appreciate it.
Hold on, real quick,
All
so
right,
I can
James.
follow you
Hey,
real quick.
thanks for the video footage and the story on that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and what I'll do, James, before you go, is I do have a video clip of that thing leaving. And I got it on
Commander
my
will
phone.
send you his
Wait a
email
minute.
address. You can
I'll give
send
you
it
my
to him.
email. We'll put it on my show here. I'll
Okay.
send you. I'm following
Yeah,
you,
send it to
so
Commander
I'm
will
not,
send it, and then
okay. I'm gonna
we'll
let
get.
James down. I'll get that. So let me do this, James. Good. Have a good evening. I'll drop you down. I'm gonna give you my email, and that let's see here. Well, anyway, my email, I'll give it to you before we sign off here, but I want to just finish up with some things here. So if you wherever you sit down, it's okay. If you have a spot where you want to sit and you want to just for a minute relax, I'm going to do the final thing here. So we're going to have you close your eyes one more time. And you're totally, if you need to take a deep breath or whatever, please do. We're going to have you relax a little bit here. Okay, and as you do this, I'm going to do this again. I'm putting my hand on top of the phone here as if it were a human person's head. I'm going to focus on you now. Mm. And we're working right now in your brain area. We're going to open up. I'm going to open up the area to allow you to have telepathic contact with space people of the light and your cosmic family, whoever they may be.
My cat just touched my nose with her nose.
Yes, the cat knows what's going on here.
This is where she's at now.
Yep, she knows.
Crazy.
She knows what's happening.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at that.
She feels the energy.
Look at
She
that.
feels all the energy right now.
That's crazy. Hmm.
There's going to be a heat energy coming that you're going to feel in a minute, some warmth around the brain area. I'm amping up the energy.
Very slight.
Very
But
slight. Okay.
but detectable difference.
Okay. So I want you to keep your eyes closed. This is very important. This will be the completion of the galactic expansion of your consciousness.
You
I
see
want
what
you to
she's
say
doing?
that, yes, and I want you to say, I am a cosmic Christed being of light,
I am a cosmic Christed being of light,
and I am ready for meeting my star family.
and I am ready for meeting my star family.
And it will be a beautiful experience.
It'll be a beautiful experience.
And I am a Christed cosmic being of light.
And I am a Christed cosmic being of light.
All right, brother, you can open your eyes now.
So, are you saying when you say Christed, this is
Right.
Christ of the Bible?
Nope, not the Bible. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the cosmic Christed. So there's what we call Christed energy, Christ consciousness.
Okay.
So Christ consciousness has nothing to do with the Bible. But Jesus, who is a space being, was a Christed being of light. His name was Jesus, but he was from space. I am CmdrAleon. I'm a Christed being of light. Rabbis, you're now consciously aware now that you are a cosmic Christed consciousness. Your consciousness is now elevated to more than a 3D consciousness. So that's what I mean. Nothing to do with the writings in the Bible or anything. Just so I have to sometimes describe the differences so people don't, I'm all about no religion, no politics, and all that other stuff. So yeah. So there you are, brother. And you got the cat
I don't
there.
know. So, what do you think?
I think it's beautiful. I think you're going to have some beautiful experiences now.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're on a journey to, keep us posted. I want you to get my email to send that footage.
All right, I'll get pen and paper. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, go for it.
Yeah, according to 81, Jesus is actually a space person. And my friend April has seen Jesus on the spaceship where my family is. And he wears very comfortable clothing. He has a sense of humor. And he's nothing like religion on earth has portrayed him. Very, very different. But I'm going to give you my email. So my email is CmdrAleon.
Hold on.
Yep.
CMDR.
ALEON.
ALELN.
EON.
ELN. ALELN.
Not ELN, EON. like an Oscar. Ostrich. Oscar.
Okay.
ALEO, like in open.
Okay. ON.
Yeah, now you got
ALEON. Okay, gotcha.
it. At AOL.com.
All right. I'll send it tonight.
Yeah, send it and I'll definitely take a look at it too.
Sounds good.
I'll be happy to. Well, brother, it's been a pleasure having you on here.
That's crazy, man.
See?
I don't know.
Show, On my show, everything is possible, and anything can be happening on this show. It's very spontaneous, but you'll always find that everyone here will support you. All my viewers all over the world, and you were a blessing to have on here, brother. Really.
Somebody wrote in the chat, "His cat meowing." It's contact connection.
Yeah, the cat I think senses the energy, so the cat knows. The cat knows what's going on. I have a cat, so I know that too. I have a cat named Missy, and she's a ragdoll.
You're not going to believe what my cat's name is.
Missy?
Yep.
What synchronicity? What? Yeah. Hey, look.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, isn't it? Who would ever think that would be the case?
That's crazy. That's her name.
I'm telling you, that's what this show's about. Things being crazy good. So,
crazy
hey,
good, yeah.
I appreciate you being on here. I hope I'm following you now, and I look forward to the video. And we're on here at 11 o'clock at night. Saturday night is our Ashtar Command contact Q&A night. And I'll have hopefully April on with me. We have a lot of updates for people. She's been on the ship like every other night, and we'll have more updates. All right, man, take care. Thank you so much.
Good night, guys.
All right, we're going to bring them down here. It is getting late, folks. It's 1:49 a.m. in the morning. Excuse me. And let's see who we have here. It really is late. Ladell Cash. Thank you. And Ladell Cash, I think you're going to be the last person on the show for tonight. Good morning. Ladell, can you hear me? Ladell Cash, you're on the show here on Encounters. Do you hear me? All right, I guess not. I think they disappeared. I think she fell asleep. I think she was sleeping. She fell asleep. You know, hey, it happens. What are you going to do? I hear snoring. Yeah. All right, folks. Well, I want to thank you all for being here. It really is time for the commander to get some sleep. Please follow me. Please follow each other. We have 109,000 likes. Everybody follow my show. Follow each other. If you have a story to tell, tomorrow night will be another night. Saturday night is our contact night, a Q&A session on the Ashtar Command. Hey, Secret, good to see you, everybody out there. We'll catch you all. And there's a Dan boy saying no, something. I don't know what that means. Thank you very much, Telly, everybody. Someone said to me, so can you heal people with ailments? Courtney81, I've never tried to do that. I don't know how much ability I have to do that kind of thing. I've never tested the water. I'm not so sure that's what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'll find more out about that. Steve, thank you. All right, folks, we're going to take Elf out of here and go to sleep. Thanks for watching Encounters. We'll be on tomorrow, Tammy. Peace to you as well, everybody. Have a great morning. Have a good Friday. And for all relatives, everybody have a pint. Ray and Mary, take care. Cassie, everyone out there, we send our love to all of you. And be well, okay?